4, 3. Yo, it's your boy Shinobi Gaines. We back in the building, live in effect. This Aim for the Bushes. Before I introduce, you know what I'm saying, I do like to touch on my per use flyness. You know what I'm saying? Fashion statements made all across. You asked where I got it. Fifth Ave, Armani. You know what I'm saying? The Exchange though. So for the niggas that know, I mean, it's the Exchange. It's not a crazy stunt. It's not a crazy flex. But I got on the K-Swiss with it, you know what I'm saying? Just to keep it chill, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to do too much. I could have threw the Air Max Pluses on with it to keep it all, you know, even 200 per everything, you know what I'm saying? I didn't want to do that, so.
You should have.
I'm just chilling. It's different looks. I could have, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, Aim for the Bushes.
You did your knee-high boots or anything, whatever you want to do. Just in the case, whatever it is. You know?
Didn't you just cop a pair of those though?
Nah, but I heard you did, so I was just curious. Like, why you ain't throw them shit? So. It's cool. Go ahead.
Anywho, Aim for the Bushes, episode, what we on? Episode 10 episode. Damn, we up in this bit 10 episodes.
Double digits.
Big time
So
shit.
We haven't given up. We're still fighting.
Still go.
But we actually progressing, so.
We're on the way.
That's all that matters.
As always, we got Moan's back, you know what I'm saying? 2 episode hiatus. Some of it was him, some of it wasn't.
Most of it was.
The last one, you know, niggas just kind of did their own things, you know what I'm saying? So appreciate you not having any feelings about that.
That's cool.
Matt.
I appreciate you moving the rug too, by the way.
Yeah, because y'all niggas, I actually got people hit me up. Actually, my brother Tony, shout out to him. People hit me up. Or he told me specifically. He's like, that rug, man, you got to figure out that rug, bro. So I'm not the only one, you know what I mean? But
hey, if motherfuckers can only say some shit about the rug, then hey, we all right. That's the biggest critique. The rug shit.
He tried to come at my pants one time. They was a little high. It was cool. You know what I'm saying? You know, I like to show a little ankle bone. Yeah,
I feel it.
Anyways, Matt's in the building. Matt the Problem's in the building. Taurus, you know, the angry niggas in the building.
Oh, I'm the angry nigga. The funny thing is, y'all is the old angry niggas. But yeah, go ahead. You know what I'm saying?
And then we got a guest, you know what I'm saying? We got some expertise in the real estate game. He goes, David Jenkins on this one? Is that what we doing?
Dave is what they be calling me.
They call him Dave, okay. Dave Jenkins in the building. I know him as Poncho, you know, growing up from, you know, little ones. High school days and stuff.
Sandbox niggas.
Not so much the sandbox, but the high school, you know. We won't get too much. We got him here for specific reasons, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to let him, we're just going to let him present a certain thing and we're going to stick with that, you know what I mean? Because we all got our bags. But you in the building, how you feeling, man?
Oh, I'm good, man. I
can't even see it.
That's why he's looking. I'm like,
he's like, hold on, you looking at How you feeling, bro?
I'm good, man. Good.
Living. You got a lot of things coming up. What you got coming up, man? What you got coming up? He like, hold up, bro.
Making some moves and shit.
He like,
you know what I'm saying?
Oh, he showed it. It's on there. He showed it.
A little bit. We're getting married 2 weeks. And,
so big time shit.
Don DeMarco. Bang, bang. It's about a rap thing.
It is. That's some shit if you follow battle.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
He's like, hey, nigga, I don't. That shit ain't.
It's good.
How you feeling about that? You feeling good?
Oh yeah, I'm ready, man.
It's a big deal. You nervous?
Not yet. I'll probably be nervous like next week. You know what I'm saying? Next week.
You gonna cry?
Nah.
Huh?
If I cried, that'd be wild for me. I don't know. I don't think I'd cry.
You don't expect that. You don't foresee it.
Yeah, nah.
It could overtake you though.
Motherfuckers be saying like, damn, I didn't expect to be crying. Niggas be weeping and shit.
I don't know. Like you know, scrolling on your joints and it's like randomly popped up. Dudes crying at weddings. I don't know why that.
Oh, that's scary shit, man. That's scary.
It gets bad. It gets bad.
Yeah.
I seen you know, Jolly. He was on. I was at his wedding. I was in his wedding. This man, we was going through the what is it? The vows or the, you know, the shit you prepare. He was going through that joint. He was like, "Yeah, I love you." And I love you so much. And it just out of nowhere.
You know I was there too.
You was there, huh? Yeah, the nigga just like.
You said that like practicing or like on? Like,
in the live, that was live. You know what I'm saying?
It's some vows that'll get you. I think that's what I've seen.
His wedding was tight.
Vows mandatory?
I don't think they're mandatory now.
Y'all doing the whole thing with the wedding, the whole big thing, or y'all finna just...
Yeah, we doing the whole, we got family coming
shit.
up and everything.
100 guests type shit.
It got COVID over what we wanted to.
I know it's too many. Be leaving people out. They be tripping. So yeah,
they try to keep it nice and tight and fit it in. My mom got half the wedding. This person want to come. I'm like, yo, we got to pay for every plate. Like,
for the guys, it's really for your moms. Really, that's you know what I'm saying. That's what she gonna be up in there.
I feel like niggas don't really care who come beside their bros.
You don't want no bitch ass people at your wedding though either though. Like, I'm saying, like, if a nigga's a bitch, you like, he can't come. I mean, that's just it. That's my shit. You're not coming to my fucking wedding. If I see a nigga that I don't want there, he's getting out. That's it. I don't want. That's my wedding, nigga. What? Funerals, all that shit. You're not coming to my shit.
Do we want to? Do we want to check in?
I'm coming back. If I find out some fuck niggas at my funeral.
Taurus, you want to check in or what? What's good with you?
Man, ain't nothing to it, man. I'm just chilling, ready to get to this shit, man.
Nothing new.
Nothing new, same old shit.
Sitting in the hut, just ain't doing shit.
I do want to say this. Fuck Chuck E. Cheese. I'm never going there again. Fuck you niggas.
What happened? I thought they closed down.
I don't even want to get into it because I don't want to, but they're bitches and I never go there. So that's just me.
Come on, bro. You can't bring it up.
Yeah, that was a heavy intro.
Right, did you swing on Chucky?
What I say is this: people are creating these new policies and bullshit policies on some fuck shit just to be on some. You know, they have their little strategic policies that they enforce.
Yep.
And
with the COVID shit, or what you talking about?
Well, it started with COVID. Basically, the nigga was on some shit like, "Hey, we need you to sanitize your hands."
Came at you.
And he's like, he just wanted
he went too far.
Me and shit.
He went too far.
Nigga, what is you talking about? You have to sanitize your hands. You can't come in here. You gotta put the sanitizer. Like, nigga, I already did it. I didn't see you do it. On some whole shit like that. What the fuck are you doing? Nigga, I got my bitch ass mask on. Stop talking to me about other shit, my nigga. Like, he was.
Why do you always have these problems though? Because you be having these problems specifically.
What you mean?
Like when you said you had a baby, they kicked your ass out the hospital because you didn't want to comply with the COVID rules up in there. You didn't want to wear a mask, so you just missed it all. You just said fuck it.
Listen, I don't want to get into all that shit, but. Yeah, sometimes I be having problems. Sometimes I just choose to do shit the hard way because I don't want to comply with certain shit.
Be real, they told you that, hey, like, bro, I need you to sanitize that head, bro, that bald head. Sanitize
I don't know what they said, but fuck them. I'll never go back to
Matt, what's good with you?
Shit, same old story. Ain't nothing new here.
Same old story.
It ain't never nothing new.
It ain't nothing new
bro.
with me. I don't do nothing. Yeah. I work and I hang out with my kids, and that's about it.
He came up in here semi like dressed up in here, which I think he came up here a little upgraded slightly, white.
Because you get them big racks now. They got that.
Oh, sweet.
They got that fucking bitch ass child support shut off. So, hey, you swimming in that.
This nigga came in with a brand new Under Armour sweater. You know what I'm saying?
This nigga already fucking up the money.
You know the Under Armour, they want 80 for that.
I got new free money. Okay, yeah.
Now they want $109.99 for that shit.
Look at him. Came in with the Jordans on and shit. Okay.
Bro, I've had these for like 3 years. Right.
Don't try to downplay it.
That's cool, bro. Getting that bread, man.
What's up, Mo? Your ass been gone.
Nothing.
What's up?
Nothing. I'm cool. Nah, for real though. I'm happy we're on our 10th episode. That's a lot of episodes.
Yeah. I was gonna get like some sparkling cider, you know, for me. Yeah, I could have got y'all some champagne. We actually got bottles up there. Could have did a little toast.
Why sparkling cider? What's good?
I don't drink, nigga. Sober.
I feel like that's like a mini milestone. 10 episodes.
It is. It is a mini milestone. Okay. I mean, we could have did it. I might feel a certain way in the middle and might start pouring drinks. You know, I don't know. We'll see. But that's all you got. You know, I'm happy too. It sounds like you're not gonna offer up any much else as far as what's been going on. So I'll get to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, we love to hear about that.
About diet.
About that. Came back from big city, New York City, ripping and running through that bitch. The air is different out there.
It's dirty as shit, ain't it?
It doesn't. You don't notice it right away, but I think it slowly like starts to take a toll on you. You know, like you slowly start to feel a little different, a little off.
Slowly feeling that you about to say that, AB.
AB. Low key, I was up in. I was on the subway. Their accent is like addicting though, cause they start saying shit and it's funny to you, and so you kind of like want to keep joking about it, and then you just be saying it.
So
we was on the train.
Stereotypes.
What you mean?
Like the stereotypical words they be saying?
Yeah, I was on the train and a nigga came in. They started. Once I was on the Wall Street train. I was all over that bitch. I was everywhere. I was Wall Street.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Jersey, fucking Manhattan, fucking Harlem,
Was
Brooklyn.
You in, DMX, where are you from?
Yonkers. No, I didn't get quite to Yonkers because that's a little further.
out.
But all that shit was going on while I was there. But I was on the train and nigga came on there. They all had their spiels. They would go from cart to carts, on each stop. This nigga was like, hey, can anybody spare some change? Like to get a ginger tea, a cup of coffee, some shit like that. And I just couldn't stop saying that shit the whole fucking time. The way he said it, ginger tea, cup of coffee, anything. Niggas out there really got it down with the calls, the coffee, the car.
I love females with a New York accent.
I didn't,
Really?
The shit sounds
How was the
sexually-
motherfucking service and shit when you went to little spots?
The service was cool. To be real with you, the service actually surprised me. But
Yeah.
thinking about it, I'm not really surprised. They was on their service. Customer service was high level.
Yeah.
Like compared to Cali, like motherfuckers is slower in Cali. You know what I'm saying? And like Denver and shit. I don't know if it's because they high or what, but service in New York is they care.
They want that motherfucking tip.
They want a tip and they care about their establishment. You know what I'm saying? So New York was crazy, man. Got to see my brother. Got to see Central Park. Was up in Harlem. You know what I'm saying? Went over there off Malcolm X, 100. You know what I'm saying? I was on Lennox. You know what I'm saying? Hit up Amy Roof, Soul Food. I saw the little Malcolm X Shabazz little school. I think where he did his thing.
Yeah.
But Harlem was like actually where the hood was, like where it was noticeable. You know what I'm saying? Like I saw niggas on the street and it's like, oh, niggas is up to something. You know what I'm saying? But they was respectful with it. You know what I'm saying? They understand it was tourists and shit and helping old ladies get in
You was
the
out there looking like a tourist and shit, like you ain't from around here type shit.
No, I don't know.
I know you try to.
one of those
Yeah, you don't want to. Yeah, nah.
Shopping is fucking ridiculously expensive out there. Everything. Everybody got a fucking Gucci, Burberry, something.
Oh, yeah.
I know
what
where
I'm
not to go.
Different shit.
But I went to a bunch of little spots, so I got y'all plugged.
Cool. So now we know.
But yeah, that's about, you know what I'm saying?
How long were you there?
Did my thing, weekend, you know what I'm saying? Ended in Jersey, I had to check out the Soprano, you know what I'm saying? See what they was talking
You
about.
check out the actual places they were at?
Nah, I just got a gabagola, you know what I'm saying?
Gabagool?
Like gabagool. I went to the Cheesecake Factory with my brother Tony, his son AJ, my niece TT, and his wife Vanessa.
Niggas didn't even want to go to do a new restaurant, just do another
Cheesecake
restaurant.
Factory, you know what I'm saying?
Same shit.
It was what it was. Anyways, you know what I'm
Funny as
saying?
fuck.
Got the ankle showing. They was talking shit about the how high they was. This one's gonna rock high just because I wanted to today. So,
Okay, LL.
anyways, we got a lot of shit to talk about.
Fucking LL Cool J over here.
Let's start off with what do we got to start off with? We got our RIPs. Who we got? RIPs at Shock G, right?
Here's our R.I.P. Shock G, one of the
What? Go ahead, say it. One of the what?
the legends of hip hop.
Okay.
He had a hand in Pac's career.
He
you know
had
what I'm saying?
he had the biggest hand in Pac's career.
Okay. Talk that shit.
He did.
That's what they say, but okay.
He found Tupac.
As an artist, but wasn't he already acting?
I'm not gonna give him his credit for being responsible for Tupac. So I know that niggas like to do that, but I can't do that.
I would know, bro.
Wasn't
I
he?
understand, but I can't do that. I can't give him
Wasn't
credit.
he an actor prior to all of that?
Nah.
I thought he started acting after the music thing.
Yeah. Shock G was
Okay.
directing him toward in the juice and shit, giving him pointers and shit.
Gotcha. So why
Tupac
wasn't
was gonna
Shock
be
G
here
doing all that
regardless.
shit? Why wasn't Shock G making those moves?
He clearly knew Pac was gonna be a big star.
Why didn't he make those moves? Why wasn't he as successful? What's up? I don't know.
I mean, shit. He got a name out here. He's successful enough.
Is he?
Successful?
He is.
Oh.
We know who he is.
What's
all that matters.
his accomplishments?
He discovered the biggest rapper of all time.
What else?
That's all you need.
That's arguable. But what else? What has he done?
So he is an A&R. What was he?
And who else has he discovered besides him? Who else did he put
Tupac
on?
is the only one that matters.
Who was the other nigga in Digital Underground? Who was the other nigga?
Money B.
Money B. I saw a little thing where Money B was talking about like Pac said I got him on that. I get around
Yeah, Pac said he had to rewrite his second verse.
because of his verse.
Yeah.
He low key had a nice little verse. Money B. You know
Yeah,
that.
his style was.
He was the
smooth
little
on
funky.
that.
Diamond and nickel?
Nah.
Dime in the
Trying to
nickel.
make
I'm cool.
I mean, that's them bars where they,
That
it
was
was
a
simple, but they
1990s bar.
I'm
hit.
straight. I'm straight.
Everybody who had Pac had on his records were trash.
I like some of the Outlaws.
A couple outlaw verses was alright. Come on.
Napoleon be snapping.
One verse. Yeah.
I like their verses on Hail Mary.
Now their verses wasn't good on Hail Mary. That's one of my biggest problems with Hail Marys. They fucked up the rest of the song.
Exactly. They did with most of his joints.
They didn't give a fuck.
They didn't give a fuck.
They was cool on Hit 'Em Up.
Who was the
They
nigga
was
that
cool
I
on Hit 'Em
need
Up.
C's from
That's Big Psych.
overseas?
He wasn't.
Big
he
Psych.
wasn't-
I fuck with Big Psych.
I never liked him.
Cost a nigga 200 G's.
Hey, his verse was cool.
He was just a funny nigga.
That's one of my favorite songs from
I
Pac.
always feel like All Eyes on Me should have been a solo song.
Oh, yeah, because it's All Eyes on Me.
Yeah, why would you put another?
But we already know there's controversy with that track anyways, nigga, because it's the same beat that Nas got
Nas.
on. You know what I'm saying?
It's a better song too.
It's not a better song. It's just a better
The
hook.
Nas
Better
song is
song.
better though.
It's a better song. It's a
What
niggas
niggas don't even know about Nas' song.
that
That was on Nas'
Street
album.
Dreams are
Niggas don't
made
know about
of
that. They know
these.
about Tupac's
They know
version.
about the song.
These
nigga.
niggas
know that.
be cheap.
Motherfucker. Oh, you didn't know that?
Nah.
See,
Oh.
I ain't like no like I don't know like I know like
I think a lot of
super
people
history.
do
I don't
know about this shit.
I mean,
Yeah, that's
Nas'
sudden
Nas' was
realization.
hard though. The beat was harder, definitely too.
I like his version.
I mean,
Pac
Pac
just
came
swagged-
with a
Pac just
more
swagged it
aggressive
out.
energy. You know what I'm saying? His hook was obviously more catchy, for sure.
Good
But
Supreme
when we talking about the verses, Nas murdered him. So, but we don't even gotta do that. We're R.I.P. to Shock
Yeah,
G.
yeah, yeah.
Who else passed?
Black Rob.
Black Rob.
Like,
Rest in
whoa.
peace to him. What was the controversy? I've been hearing stuff about Diddy involved in that, or
They
like
just said Diddy should have been there more.
He don't be
for him.
taking care of people.
He don't be taking care of his artists, his former artists.
I have heard that.
I don't know,
with,
though,
like,
'cause I mean, like,
Loon, Mace.
How do we feel about
What do you
him being responsible for like
They men at
his
the end of
whole
the
shit?
day. I don't.
I feel
That's
that.
what I'm saying.
I feel that.
He's a
I
grown
feel
man.
that. But obviously,
but-
we're
but-
dealing with street niggas. Like some of these
Yeah.
niggas was street niggas. Obviously, you bring them in,
Yeah.
money's being made and shit. You know what I'm saying? It would be nice if niggas like the NFL kind of groomed niggas. Like, all right, just get your money, start doing this.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, I'm gonna throw you some stacks, nigga. Fuck on.
I
You
mean,
know what I'm saying?
personally, me,
That's like.
I would give my former artist some dough if he needed it. If I got billions.
Diddy's swimming too, but I bet you he got a lot of artists coming up. Like,
But they was trying to act like that was his daddy. Like
Right.
Diddy was responsible for him, take care of him. Like
but
they
was,
was doing the same thing about DMX. Like somebody should have stepped up and did.
A person gonna be who they gonna be at the end of the day. Like
That's
I got
it.
family members, you know what I'm saying? The same thing. You feed them. If they're not
It's
gonna change,
crazy to hold another grown man responsible for somebody else.
that's that programming. But look, check it out.
You want to keep doing that shit. You want to keep talking about
What do
this
we have
shit.
for
You just
music?
said
Is that
two
all
plus,
we
I
had?
just said.
Is that all we had? Black Rob, Shock G, nothing else.
Hey, rest in peace, man.
That's the most important news.
Okay, R.I.P.
Because Ramon was a big fan too, so you know, yeah.
Who?
I'm sorry for your loss.
Who?
Shock G, you was a diehard, right?
Nah.
That you was just saying.
I just know what he.
I don't know if that's appropriate, bro. I don't even know if that's what you're doing right there is appropriate.
He's a big fan. I'm acknowledging he's a big fan. So damn, I know he was hit harder.
I feel it, but I just
Come on,
I'm
bro.
not sure if that's okay.
This is our guy. He was hit hard from his
All
man.
right, before we dig
So-
in, we got some music and shit to talk
Sorry
about.
about
Some things to talk about. We always, we from Minnesota. Always let people know that the prestigious, trend-setting Minneapolis. You know what I'm saying? Home of Prince Purple Rain. We usually got a little spiel. What's the fun fact? What is another thing that Minnesota is known for?
All right. Well, Frank Mars apparently is from here. Who started Mars Candy Company, M&Ms and Milky Way? I just learned that today.
So Milky Way candy bars and M&Ms was started here.
Yep.
Okay, that's notable.
big deal.
Oh, you know what? Famous Days was started here, wasn't it?
That sounds right.
I think it was.
That shit's
Yeah.
trash.
Or like Dave and Wendy from Wendy's.
Was he from?
Fact?
I could be wrong. That could be off. But we had a good thing. We'll just keep it at that. just like to big up Minneapolis. You know, that's where we coming from. Anyways, 10th official episode. What do we got for music? We got music. I kind of got away from music in the last few. We could touch on it this time around, just slightly tap it.
Nigga just anti-music altogether, which is the problem. Fuck music.
No, I mean
That's what you be on.
we've talked about music, but not like current events specifically. It's not fuck music. Music is
basically that's your action show. Fuck music, except it's Larry June. That's it. Fuck everybody else. Fuck what's going on.
Sade.
Larry June.
R&B for sure.
Sade.
You know what I'm saying? Sir, I was bumping Sir. I was bumping, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Sade, nigga, that's what you listen to primarily. So go ahead with your little Sade.
Go ahead with your little Kodak, nigga.
How you feel about Kodak, my nigga?
I don't listen to him.
Nigga, that's 5 out of what? How many?
He don't know. I mean, like, I say like I don't listen to him like that, but like
He had
his
his
records
You haven't
go
really checked them out to speak on
beyond
what
his his like
mainstream
hits,
stuff.
He's had his moments, bro, but he's not a good artist.
I'm not saying he's the greatest artist ever. I'm saying he got some shit.
He's got some of
he
the hands
definitely got
down
some.
weakest bars ever spit.
I'm not gonna say
Some of
that.
them are in debate.
Some of the niggas y'all love got some of the worst shit ever said in the history of
Alright.
speaking.
So we got Khaled dropped.
Good. Get off that.
Khaled dropped a new album. What's it called?
I think it's just called Khaled. Khaled. That's his name.
Is that what it is? Is that his name? Is his name Khalid? Khaled?
Khaled. Yeah, that's his name.
That's crazy.
Wait, it's Khalid Khaled?
I think it's just Khaled. I don't know how you pronounce it. Khaled.
Nigga, man.
I don't know how to say this. I
Khaled.
think that's how they pronounce it where he from.
Khaled.
But
Khaled.
yeah, that's what they.
He's a Miami nigga though, I think.
Yeah.
Kind of did his roots. So, you know, he's just like, it's Khaled. You know what I'm saying? Khaled. But, so he dropped a new track, a new project. The only thing I heard from the project was, this track with Jay Z and Nas. Did y'all
right to that?
Did y'all all check it out?
Yeah, I heard that.
I mean, that was what went kind of viral for the project, I think. You know, like little clips of their video. So I caught a video clip.
Oh, they got a video to it.
Yeah, I watched it.
It's a little basic video.
Ain't nothing special.
It wasn't needed.
Niggas in suits in a dark room playing cards. You know what I'm saying? I mean, super grown.
I was surprised Jay Z even did it. You know,
Jay and Nas get up.
I've
I've seen it. It kind of look like
This nigga's name is Khalid Mohammed Khalid.
Yeah.
Let me see. Oh, okay.
No, it might be Mohammed. Mohammed.
It's definitely
Let
Muhammad.
me stop. I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing. But yeah, they got their grown bag, you know what I'm saying? How do we feel about those verses on those tracks?
I like Jay verse better. I think y'all was right. I think y'all didn't
He
like
was
Jay-Z
the only one who
verse.
said that.
Yeah,
I think Jay's
I
verse is
said
trash.
so I'm a Nas
Super
obviously
trash.
fanatic,
Not
but I
trash. Y'all didn't like that beat
I
part.
thought it
Y'all
was
didn't,
trash.
y'all didn't catch what he was trying to do with that.
He didn't really say nothing too hot to me, bro.
Come on, that was like a
got the
quadruple.
beat.
That was like a quadruple
Fucked him up with
entendre.
the other
Triple
beat.
B was trash.
That was a quadruple.
I didn't
That
like
was
that
nice.
part.
He said,
Don't
and then I
forget
forgot
about the other beat.
Don't
He
forget
said about
the
10
other
things.
beat.
He said,
Lame
right.
ass shit, bro.
Yeah,
Get
it
it.
sounded like he
You
was
get
trying.
it.
That sounded like he was trying to do.
You know
he
what
was
I
trying to
listen
make
to, bro?
something.
I get all this double
It
entendre
sounded.
shit.
Jay is the master at
It sounded like he was trying to.
Jay is the master of sneak this, and that's all.
No, he do the entendres. Like, he might have 10 different things he's saying.
Did you
in
just
one
say Jay is
thing.
the master of double entendres?
He's one of the top.
They go
He's
crazy.
one of the top. Yeah.
Not-
And a lot of them you didn't even catch was entendres. Like
Never
the
been a
nigga
fan. I'm
said,
sorry.
he said about 10 things with those one couple of
Jay
lines.
was doing too much with his verse. That's what it was.
It's all over the place.
I didn't think so.
He had some nice little bars. He had the niggas
did-
got bands,
he did-
but we danced to a beat of a different drum.
Yeah, that was
That's hard?
The one of the problems is that
It's
What
just
you
like
want him to
shit
say?
talking. It's
He
just
hard. That's he flexing.
See, they hate Jay
He
Z, so they
flexing.
just already off. They don't give a fuck.
No,
I
it's just
hate the
when you hear
nigga.
so much dope ass shit through your life, and you hear shit like that, it's
From
fucking
who?
trash.
Like, he
NF,
got
they like NF. You know what NF
Jay
is?
Z. I think he's
Exactly.
overrated though.
He said no.
Nobody knows
He
that.
said no.
Exactly. Just leave it at that.
NF is
Who is that?
whatever.
He
but,
also did that thing in the verse that I fucking hate. I hate when it's like I'm just gonna say what I gotta say. I don't care about the syllables or how it rides the beat or anything. I'm just gonna say it.
That's cool. I'm not mad at that.
I hate that.
It's not like he was off beat or nothing.
You kind of get off beat because you try to fit 3 syllables to where there should be 2, and just
I think Jay been killing
Nas
like
was
lately.
doing
He
that all
been
the
like
time. You hated when
adding
Nas
some
did?
different flows and stuff in his little feature versions. I think he been killing.
He always
lately.
does good on features. I think
Yeah.
Jay Z.
He been doing
Especially in the
his thing.
last like 5, and he's talking about some
She
shit.
always
too.
get killed on features too.
I feel like what happened here was Nas and was already confirmed for the track, and Khaled kind of pulled the Jay feature
Jay
out the
come back.
ass.
Slick.
Like, oh
Yeah.
shit, hey, I got this track with Nas. Crazy if you just did that really like quick last
Yeah,
minute.
kind of cheated.
Jay Z's
Yeah.
like, all right, let me just, this is an opportunity to try to get over on this
Yeah.
nigga. But I saw a little video of Nas like, oh, you killed that shit, bro.
I think I did
whatever.
see that when he was on the phone, like
Yeah,
FaceTime.
it was kind of awkward. Jay Z was like, yeah.
It seemed kind of fake. Like these niggas really are they cool with each
I'm
other?
gonna be
for real?
real. I don't know. They be sitting up, you know what I'm saying? But I just, that's the one thing that kind of always pushed me away from Jay Z is that nothing seems very personal or authentic from coming from him.
He
It
does
don't
feel
seem
like
like
that
He
sometimes.
definitely seemed like all that shit that Dan be talking like you just
Yeah.
you can't trust this nigga, he a snake type.
But
like-
they say he's really like bitter type shit too. So I
but
don't know about this
true,
nigga.
but I think there's some of that there though, like
Yeah.
where it's like he's definitely gonna do what he's doing, whatever in the benefit of him, Jay Z.
It do seem that way.
Look what he did to X.
Oh, that's what he's doing.
And he's constantly playing chess against this
Right.
nigga Nas, because Nas has been making hella headlines within the last 12 months.
Yeah.
This nigga got a Grammy,
Yeah.
got fucking Coinbase popping, you know what I'm saying? So now Jay Z's poking, you know, he got to peek his head out every fucking
Right.
time, you know what I'm saying? So
Because it was almost like we didn't even hear from Jay Z for a long time, and all of a sudden, all these new moves he just made.
Nas dropped the
that come
album,
out,
he dropped the track.
They've
You know what
been
I'm
going on for a while.
That'll be
too.
off. You know, you gonna
They say
forever
every
kind of.
time Nas drops something, Jay drops something at the same day.
That's been going on for a couple years, actually, consistently, which is crazy.
So,
And Nas be
some
just trying
punk
to
shit.
push it off like, it's not a big deal.
Because he knows
But
he's
I don't
bad.
know nothing about what y'all talking about.
Yeah, Nas had a decent verse. He was talking some shit on there. I like his. This was the first where we're really like. I mean, he talked shit, but for me, this was the first where he was really like, all right, I'm talking straight business on this track.
Yeah.
He uses
Yeah,
the
he never did
investments
that.
in the
Yeah.
coin, but yeah.
It was almost he was in his J bag, damn
Yeah.
near, just like.
So that's why I was wondering, like, did he know that Jay was gonna be on the
I
song?
feel like
'Cause
he didn't. I feel like he was
he
surprised.
that's what Jay Z do on his shit. Gets talking super into the business and investments and all this shit.
Nigga said I'm the crypto Scarface or whatever.
That was cool. That was
That
cool.
was, he had some
The
bars.
song is cool
Yeah,
I didn't like.
I think it
the
was just
song.
kind of like,
overall.
I actually never
I like
had
the I like James
Decent.
finding the what's his name on the hook. I like this
the
shit.
harmonies or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's cool. I like the dude.
These songs don't even be
sound like a put together, like, here's a piece.
The problem
here's
with
a
Khaled
piece,
shit is
here's a piece.
when we look at all his albums, the
kind of what
nigga
Khaled
will go get Drake, J. Cole, Eminem, Jay Z, Beyonce on the hook, and then you don't give a fuck about the song still. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
So that's
It's just all names. That's all,
he's
that's all
just-
DJ's ever been.
It's not
Yeah.
even music that he's creating. He's just creating little moments. You know what I'm saying? Just little moments where people are kind of crossing paths. That's all he's doing.
it's just weird that like you have
What
feel like
you
he's
know
in
what
a
his
shit.
role is?
He's curating. He's curating. So
I feel like
Is
he's
he the one who gets the artist?
he'll pay
involved,
for
or
the
what?
beats and he'll pick the artists for the songs. Yeah. So he'll own the beats.
he's
you know what I'm
signed
saying?
as an artist too. So the epic, you know,
And
he's doing it just like a higher artist.
Technically, he's talking on a track like another one. You know what I'm saying? Like
I feel like he's an annoying ass nigga in real life.
He's signed as an artist though. So
those are verses from him. Like he's spitting the same verse on every track. We the best.
Oh my
Another
god.
one.
Same bar has been working for
His
the
entire
last
career, he
10
said 8
years.
words.
Right. So
we could probably take all his albums and take 2 or 3 songs off each of them, make one.
We still
Dope
don't know
album.
who he is. We just know
maybe
him.
I don't know if there's any one song. Is his song the song with back in the day with like Lil Wayne and you know the
So
We
hood.
taking over.
Sprite? Yeah, we taking
Yeah.
over. Is that Khaled?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's like probably his biggest thing.
The
that
biggest one is actually the
We taking over.
the
I'm
T-Pain
so hood.
I feel like the big one was
Hands in the Air. That's his shit.
No.
And
I feel like
they-
the biggest one was I'm So
Is
Hood.
it?
Yeah,
No
and they
way.
stay
What's
I
there.
think we taking over.
And
Oh,
they
that's
stay
what
there.
That's his shit.
Up,
Yeah.
down, up.
Oh,
Oh, okay, okay.
So that might be his
Yeah.
biggest.
He had
biggest.
some ones like
I'm So Hood was
2000.
crazy.
Oh, the fucking Drake. Fuck all y'all niggas. That was big.
I mean, nigga.
Forever?
No.
That's not,
No.
That's not a DJ.
The
Khaled.
No New
Joint
Friends,
Shaw-
no New
Joint Shaw
Friends.
wrapped up.
No New
Oh,
Friends.
New Friends. Yeah.
That was his shit.
What's that one? How's that go?
No new friends. No new friends. No.
Little
I'm
Wayne's on
on
there.
one. Yeah, I'm on one.
I'm on one. Yeah.
Rick
Oh
Ross.
yeah, shit. I'm
That
on
was a
one.
good one, too, yeah.
Okay, I'm on. Oh, that's Khaled shit.
Yeah.
So he had a couple of little
Whatever.
Crazy,
Fuck
a lot of
this
his
nigga,
biggest
though.
tracks were with Wayne or Drake.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Khaled's out here just hustling. Niggas just be finding their pockets. He figured out a way to just. There's a couple of niggas out here right now on social media remind me of this nigga. It's a little bit.
That's funny.
I'm not gonna say no names, but you know, in the game, y'all could probably put 2 and 2. Some of y'all, but
funny as fuck.
you know, kind of pivoting from that. Joyner and Lil Baby dropped a track. Sounds like we're all feeling that.
Fire.
Yeah,
Or
it's cool.
Taurus,
I
or
like that.
Taurus. Where you at?
It's cool. I'm not a big fan of the song, but I don't really like Joyner Lucas like y'all niggas. But it's cool.
He's a
It's
chameleon.
not a bad song. It's not a great song. It's a decent song.
He's just getting on tracks and showing that he can do any and everything.
Yeah,
That's that joint you just played.
Yeah.
It sounded dope to me.
it's cool.
Pretty
It's cool. It's just cool.
Taurus don't like shit.
That ain't- y'all,
You
it's
know, hard
funny.
critique.
Nah, it's funny how these niggas.
If Taurus don't want to, you know, fuck a nigga, he ain't listening to his music.
The funny thing is, these is the
opportunity.
these are the niggas that like to be on these kids today type shit. Fuck the
okay,
kids,
you
they ain't
messing with
shit.
nothing?
That's how they be.
A lot of these kids ain't shit.
I'm the nigga that's like,
Kodak is hard.
I
At
do
least
the
give them
old shit
opportunity.
and the new shit. I don't just be
I'm
saying
not
fuck
gonna
all the
listen
new
to it.
shit.
I
'cause
fuck
it's-
with some of the young artists. You know I fuck with Polo G. I've said that.
I fuck with Polo
Very
G.
few niggas you fuck with, but it's cool.
Young nigga, right? It's a young nigga, right?
Yes.
Okay, his music.
Polo G.
is-
Dirk.
He don't really like that.
I like Dirk.
Dirk.
His CD
I
was
fuck
kind of
with
trash, but he dope. I like
He's
it.
cool. He's just a likable person. You know what I mean? He's a likable
I
character.
feel like he's not a likable
The music
person.
is tight, fam.
Some of the music is decent. You know what I
Y'all
mean?
worry about if y'all like the niggas personally.
G Herbo to me is a beast.
Trash.
He
You
trash.
know, some of these young niggas, I don't know a ton of
You
them.
didn't like at least the Black Messiah track?
I can listen to it.
You said G
'Cause G
Herbo's
Herbo's
trash?
on it.
What,
Yeah.
bro? He
Two
had,
tracks on it that's hard.
you over there sniffing and shit, nigga. Look, he had the hardest tracks on the project. I don't know what
Yeah,
you're talking
both of them
about.
too.
I feel you.
You don't feel shit. Alright. Joyner Lucas, Lil Baby, I thought it was cool. Lil Baby is commanding every track that he's on, basically.
He got 3 songs on the fucking Khaled album.
I heard somebody trying to say Lil Baby is kind of like got a kind of hold on the game, same as like Drake, damn near.
That's tough. I don't-
Like not at like Drake now, but like he's got that kind of trajectory or whatever where his sound is.
Where everybody needs him on a track. You mean?
Yeah.
Like back in the day when everybody had a Drake feature.
He ain't
Yeah.
got the hooks though.
Or Wayne feature.
Yeah, but
Why
I
doesn't
mean, it doesn't really matter.
I mean,
even
he
if
got some
that's
good
true.
hooks, but like Drake when he was 50 hooks.
Every part of Baby's the game's changed though, because the hooks ain't even very prevalent. I don't think
you right.
no
You
more.
right. They is.
So I feel like every part of Lil Baby's, anything Lil Baby is doing on a song is damn near the hook, even if it's his verse. You know,
Yeah.
the whole song they just did with Joyner, like the entire song sounded like a hook and it sounded like Lil Baby. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I don't know. I just heard that. I was wondering what niggas thought. He is probably the most popping artist in the game right now, right? It was debatable.
Him and the Baby.
It was debatable. It was debatable whether it was him, Lil Baby, or Da Baby. I feel like
he's
the
the hottest
Baby is
nigga.
faded.
I feel
You
like
think the Baby faded?
Yeah,
He hasn't put anything. He hasn't put anything out lately though.
Dirk is up there as hot as in the game.
He actually is.
He
He had
getting-
his- yeah,
he's on a path, but that path hasn't been traveled
He
yet.
getting there.
You know. But I don't know. The Baby had a hit, but I feel like everybody was amping the bit. Yes, he was going viral. He was the viral nigga.
he could rap though too.
I like the
Nigga,
Baby.
yeah.
What I say, I like the
Come
shit.
on, y'all
But he
niggas-
did the same rap on every song, basically.
He's got the same flow, but
Similar
it's the formula
flows,
that works for him.
But
you
he
know?
was saying some shit.
I
He
feel
had-
like it's a lot of
say-
people like me saying about the Baby is like, I'm tired of hearing the same flow. So you had
said-
a lot of people
The
that was
beats
kind
was the
of.
problem.
I
too.
said that at first.
Texas
I got
Pop
tired of hearing the
Smoke
same
shit.
flow, but when
Pop
you start
Smoke the
listening-
same beat.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Pop Smoke do that.
Every
Bro,
time.
I was in New York, bro. It was a new fucking Pop Smoke
I
song
can't
that I
listen to that
haven't
shit,
even
bro.
heard, bro. And all of them was, I'm like, damn, this song cold too. This song's cold. Every fucking song, never heard of.
You like Pop Smoke?
They still coming up with new Pop Smoke songs out there, bro.
I know they on that movie he just did, that Boogie shit. He put a couple of new tracks.
It's like,
out
how
on
many songs did this nigga record? And it's all
Okay.
like Lloyd Banks-ish, like 50-ish, but like on some, like I'm so fly. You know,
Yeah.
that's like the
Yeah.
Lloyd. Whoever did that,
But it's all to the same beat.
But it's about bitches now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's all to. But it goes, bro. I don't know how it goes.
I tried. I can't do it.
You don't like it?
I can't do it, bro. The beat is the biggest problem. I can't keep listening to that damn beat.
I didn't like the drill style that he came out with. I
can't keep listening to shit over and
over.
Came
from UK.
What's
the beat, the drum pattern.
Like every time.
That's UK. That's that.
Every beat got the same shit.
UK drill.
Yeah, I didn't like that sound from him, to be honest with you. I was like, when I first heard him on Travis Scott's little joint, and I didn't like that track. I'm like,
I be trying to like this shit, I just can't get with it. I try. I heard him and Cuddy. I can't do this shit.
Cuddy actually fanboyed on and hopped on that. He stole that track. I'll admit it. So it is what it is. But onto some serious shit. I mean, I guess we could probably touch on sports.
Let's go sports real quick.
Yeah, just do sports.
One thing we forgot to mention was Conor McGregor just made $600 million.
Doing what? He sold his whiskey.
He sold his whiskey company or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, sports-wise, Conor McGregor sold the majority of his whiskeys for $600 million.
That's fucking crazy.
He's in the race to trying to be the first billionaire athlete. I think Floyd was that.
He's on pace. I don't think he's gonna ever fight again either.
No, he's scheduled to fight in July.
That's not a real fight though.
That's a real fight, nigga. What you talking about? He just got knocked out by this nigga.
Oh, you're talking about? Oh, never mind. I'm tripping.
I'm talking about after he's done, bro.
Oh, after this fight, once he wins this trilogy?
Yeah, I feel like he's done after this.
I think the fact that he sold his whiskey...
Done, the fact that he kept claiming he's done. He come back when the niggas give him that money.
You get $600 million,
he got the fake fight coming up.
You get $600 million, you're going to be like, what do I need
to take
a fake fight. Knees in the fucking head for anymore?
Hold up, what is a fake fight?
The Floyd Mayweather fight coming
up. The Logan Paul?
Oh, yeah. I mean, cash grabs, whatever.
Go ahead and get that money.
I'm not interested in those, But yeah, Conor just did that. I think he's gonna fight still though because he sold that whiskey, and I think it's one less thing on his plate. He got humbled and served up in his last. I mean, he's still in his prime, so his body's gonna kind of crave that, like, that still feeling like he's the nigga type shit.
He is though.
But I think he'll
is
still
he
fight.
The nigga still? Like
like
the box office.
He's still a top fighter, but he's still box
tickets.
Office top fighter, but he's not. He could lose on any given night, not like he used to be.
Yeah, okay.
He's gonna be a big name for a long time.
But yeah, he's the biggest name in MMA history probably for a while. But I think he's freed up now to do other business ventures, and I think his fighting career is closely tied. It's an advertisement for any future business, thing that he tries to do. So
at least he's not doing a Ronda Rousey shit.
She made a move. It was a business move, but. On pivot from Conor, UFC they sold majority of their shares to a company called Endeavor, or majority of their business, and Endeavor just made UFC a publicly traded company now. So
how much did they sell it for?
I don't know, but I did see that they got, as far as traffic, like 500 million. Like super quick like that, so that's kind of a big deal for a fight promotion. Honestly, I don't know what it means for the future, but it's interesting.
Dana White's the GOAT.
Yeah, he'd be off and on. Sometimes he's annoying, sometimes he's not. I'd be closely paying attention to a lot of shit that they doing and what he be saying. So wishy-washy with him, but. Another topic in sports is, it's kind of old, but Brett Favre.
Bitch nigga.
I don't know what happened.
What happened? Yeah, what happened specifically with Brett Favre?
He said.
Was it on the podcast or something?
Yeah, it was on the podcast. He said, I don't think Derek Chauvin intentionally tried to kill George Floyd.
He said I find it hard to believe.
Yeah, he said I find it hard to believe. Basically saying
niggas can't believe that shit.
Right.
They're just like,
nah.
But him saying some shit like that does show how.
No, before that he's like, don't talk to me about politics or whatever. And then he says some.
He said, I don't want to see about sports players talking anything about politics. Just sit down and dribble, sit down and play.
I'm not sure if that's what he meant by that. Like,
I think it is.
Shut up and play. I think he was just saying
exactly
like
what he meant.
He
Stop
just
talking about
I think
politics.
he just is saying he just wants to watch the game. him.
Yeah.
I don't think he's telling people to not be political. I think he's just saying he prefers to just watch.
Kind of keep the
If
game
they do, why
here and
make
keep
that
the.
statement though.
He clearly, obviously, he's not probably politically savvy, even with just saying some shit like this. So it probably is a stressor. He probably don't like politics.
What you was finna say when you was just talking about him saying that George Floyd's statement, it proves what you was about to say? You said
It just
that.
proves that how I don't want to. What is it when you take one thing and put it to everybody?
Generalize.
Generalize it.
I guess.
I don't want to do that. But I think it's a good example of how white people have been and can be very deaf to like
What they see.
what's going on.
Ironically.
You know, with the police brutality specifically to minorities.
Or they playing dumb. They play that dumb
I don't
shit.
know if it's that they're playing dumb. It's just that they don't want to deal with it. You know what I mean?
That's what I think it is. Cause like, no, that wasn't that. No,
Yeah, they
that
don't wanna
wasn't
admit-
this.
they don't wanna
They don't want to
Like,
accept it. They don't want to accept it. They don't, because then it puts.
They give every situation the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
So
They also play
But now
dumb.
it's bad out here. Now niggas can't not see shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's not really acceptable when you say you don't.
But
see
they
shit,
still
you don't
do
understand
though.
it.
Like they just
I don't
look
buy
at
it.
like,
I don't listen. I don't want to hear that shit. Shut the fuck up.
Well, it was an accident.
You're lying, nigga. What are you talking about? Come on.
You-
You playing games and shit, nigga. It's like,
yeah, they
The
be
angry one.
they be. It's tough because it's
you know what I'm talking about.
it's a
I know
psychological, emotional thing that's happening. You know what I'm saying? If they accept that, then they'll be like, all right, there's large white people out here that are like, a large amount of white people out here that's making it bad for, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Am I a part of this group or am I not? No, I'm not a part of that. Like, they really got to dig deep and start to answering questions. You know what I mean? And I just feel like people would
Just
rather.
stop playing dumb is the key.
I say they probably got to pick a side amongst they culture too, though.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
if I
Blown
step
around.
here, then it's like, oh, you're a Black Lives Matter support.
Yep.
No, I just got an opinion. But then if I step here, then you alienate.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
It's exactly that. They have to start choosing up. You know, they gotta, and they haven't, and white people haven't had to do that for a long time. You know what I mean? Like, so it's interesting a place, but yeah, Brett Favre saying this, obviously, you know, he been hit in the head a ton of fucking times. I don't think he's racist. I just think this means that he just doesn't give a fuck, which I guess is kind of aiding racism.
Yeah,
doesn't
when you
give a
like
fuck.
hear though, like none of that affect you, so it's easy for you to be like, I don't want to hear that. I just want to watch the
Yeah.
he
game
gives
because
a
you're
fuck
here.
enough to even speak
Yeah.
on it.
That's like the same Wayne stuff.
sure
Oh,
he-
But he's just
here.
saying
Like,
fuck him. is what
they
he's
gotta be
saying,
on the
basically.
same stuff.
Fuck George Floyd. That's what he's saying. To me. But that's how I take it.
Yeah, whether he meant to do, and it's like, what are you saying? Like, did he mean? I don't think he meant to do it. It's like
So what did you think?
he's already got like what 12 bodies on his record. How many bodies does does
Chauvin?
Chauvin have? Got a lot. You know what I'm saying? So not knowing that, and then okay, he should know that by now at this point. I feel like everybody needs to know that so they can stop feeling sorry for Chauvin. But I did say, you know what I mean, as a human in a text, because okay, we can pivot right from here.
Alright.
In a text, I did say I understand people, because I've heard multiple people said it, and I felt the same feelings that watching a man probably go to prison for life. I've never seen that in court before. I never seen a live verdict. You know what I'm saying? So watching, I felt.
Just to be clear, not life either. But
Yeah, but like 40 years.
he probably won't get that. But
Right, he'll probably do like.
Well, he
12.
got guilty on all charges, which typically would mean he'd serve the most amount of time. Whether
not what that means.
if he was getting charged with one,
Yeah.
he's got the possibility of the most amount of
The
time
max,
now.
Yeah.
I'll give him 12 to 15.
So
Yeah,
I was just
that's
assuming that scene, and I'm like, damn, that nigga's life is done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was just like, damn, that's fucked up
You
to
feel
see.
bad for him?
I was just like, that's fucked up to see somebody like they about to walk through them doors, their shit's done. You know what I mean? Like
Their life
it's
is
done.
over.
But
So you felt compassion for this nigga.
But I definitely wanted him to go to jail, and I wanted him to get sentenced. I wanted a message to be sent, and I felt like with his record,
It's conflicting what you're saying. Nigga.
It is
one or
con-
the other.
it's conflicting
you feel
because-
bad or you say yes, lock him up. Wait, what the fuck?
I
Fuck him or love him? What the fuck, man? Free him? What,
my
free
stand,
the nigga Chauvin.
Free Derek Chauvin.
my stance is that I think what happened, it was the correct call,
Right.
and that was the call that I wanted.
Okay.
But what I'm saying
Somehow,
what I'm saying
still felt love in your heart.
I'm saying it was just
choose up.
no,
Somehow.
I'm saying just like it's fucked up to watch George Floyd die. It's probably not as fucked up to watch Chauvin be like, "Oh, you're done. You're guilty on
What are
our
we
side."
saying right now? I feel like this is disrespectful. You talk about me. It's disrespectful.
I'm saying it's a moment. It's a weird thing to
It's
see.
human nature, bro. You put yourself in that position. You say, "Damn, how would I feel if I'm going to jail for that
Yeah,
long?" You know
kind of that's what happened.
Right.
So,
But that's weird that you niggas would have those thoughts to me. They're your thoughts. You guys are your own men.
That's
But
just a
it's
normal thought.
weird.
To have,
like
bro.
if that was me going to jail, yeah, I thought about it. If you watching the video, did you not think if that was me?
I always put myself in.
When you
No,
watch
I do
George,
that, damn near
when you
every
watch
video.
George Floyd dying, did you not say like, "Damn, that was me. That could be me"?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Same
It's
situation.
both situations,
you.
same thing.
I don't have
It's
compassion.
just not. It's not
for that
compassion
shit.
necessarily that
That's
I
not
have
compassion.
for
That's not
him.
the right word, bro.
It's not him that I have compassion for.
Isolated.
It's just
I
this-
can't. It's impossible for me to
It's-
feel bad for that shit.
it's
in
the-
this capacity.
knowing what happened
It's impossible.
It's
for
not-
him to be in that situation.
It's not
Yeah.
him that I feel bad for. It's just seeing a moment like that play out. Like I feel like I was forced to think about it. You know what I mean? Just like when you watch the video and you're forced to think about a nigga dying and you feel fucked up about that shit, even though you feel like, damn, Dante Wright, man, why did
Yeah.
you run?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you just kind of just.
I looked at it. I felt like they sacrificing him. That's how I looked at that.
Oh
joint.
yeah, I mean we talked in depth about it. It's a money play. You know, the police is trying to protect themselves.
yeah, I
like,
didn't feel no. I'm like, that's just a sacrifice. Whatever.
They worried about the city getting burnt down again. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it was.
I looked at George Floyd like a human. I didn't look at, even though he's a quote unquote human, Chauvin, he's not a human to me. That's
I
not-
took the face away from him. Like it wasn't Derek Chauvin. I'm just talking.
You can't separate it though. I just can't. I can't separate it.
People's minds be thinking hypothetically a lot. You know what I'm saying? So
I
that's
guess.
where I'm at. Do I love Derek Chauvin? Do I want this nigga to get up out of jail? No. I think he needs to be in jail.
Send him some
I think
money.
I think he's a shit cop. I think he's a fucked up person, and I think he deserves his consequences.
I think you had said something about like that's part of the downfall. It's like niggas
Black
don't be
people-
having.
No, I didn't say.
What was you saying?
Niggas don't. I said
Explain.
black people do have compassion.
Right.
They do have the ability
Which is
to be loving.
Fucked up on.
Too much.
Stop doing that shit.
Which
Too much.
can be
Fuck these niggas.
which can be the downfall. I think that black people do have a lot of love, and that's why we give a lot of second chances and we forgive a lot of niggas. You know.
We forgive.
Oh, I thought you were
him,
saying
we
the other way.
forgive
So I
them,
agree
yeah.
with that.
Yeah.
I thought you meant the opposite.
That's what I was
No,
saying.
no,
Like,
y'all niggas just are not listening.
Yeah, I thought he said.
Nah, I might
Nah, he definitely.
That's
said
the
what he
problem
said
with
now.
niggas. They have too much compassion.
stop doing that compassion shit, right?
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Stop fucking doing that shit. Stop hugging on these niggas and saying,
Black people are a people of peace and love. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
but we get rowdy. We've been
It's
on.
the natural joint, but then it's
like a-
it's a gift and a curse.
Gift and a
like
curse.
a,
Double-sided sword, for real.
It's like a
So,
upset stomach. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Eventually you're gonna throw up. It's that anger.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Bars.
But anyways, what I wanted to pivot to from that
Hold on,
conversation
bro. Let's
specifically.
pivot to LeBron James. thing.
No. Because I got something very specific that ties to this conversation. With that, Keith Ellison said the same thing that I'm saying.
The interview we watched.
The interview that we watched,
Yeah.
Keith Ellison was like, "Oh, it was kind of weird to see somebody go to jail." You know what I'm saying? To get guilty. Taurus hated that shit.
I'm trying to find out why.
But what
that's
I'm
hated,
saying
bro.
that it's weird. I think it
Weird.
was a political play for Keith. That nigga probably doesn't give a shit one way or the other. You know what I'm saying? Deep down as a politician. But it does, I think, further his career by saying some shit that I think white people would say.
So he can try to keep supporters on both sides of the spectrum. You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
But
the Chauvin supporters.
I
to
guess
get
if
the
you
vote.
have
was,
his cake and eat it too.
Just
You're a
for-
prosecutor, nigga. You're a
Right.
fucking prosecutor. AG, the fucking head of prosecutors.
I just think it's a PC
He's-
move.
He's
You know-
wrong to be saying those kind of statements about people you're prosecuting.
He
That-
he
that's
won the
some
case,
weird
bro.
shit.
He's in the height of his career. I don't think he's
I don't
gonna be
care.
an attorney general much longer. I think he's moving on up to the east side.
I don't respect the nigga. So I leave it at that.
Because of that's what he said. Is there any?
I didn't like him from the beginning.
Why? Why?
Well, I didn't like how he was riding for that other nigga, Mike Freeman, so tough. When the nigga
Mike
was
Freeman.
he's like the, what is his role? He's right up underneath him, type shit.
Who the fuck is Mike Freeman?
He was the prosecutor who initially took the case, and they had to get it up out of his hands because he wasn't right for the job. So the governor actually special requested that Keith Ellison go ahead and snatch it out of his hands because he was a bitch.
It all looks good though, you know what I'm saying? Like these are
good,
all little chess moves, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because you're right. Because he got up there and was like, just so y'all know, Mike Freeman is still working with us. He's still the man, and we still fuck with him. So he tried to like make sure niggas know like this white man is still gonna be with his team. I don't respect.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Keith Ellison is Muslim, right?
You know what? I'm not sure. I don't believe so.
Google
time.
I haven't heard that, but
I mean, one thing I just know about politics, bro, is all these niggas are sneaky.
It's always plays. I hate politics, bro. It's always a play for the next play.
Keith Ellison is a Muslim, so he's just trying to slide and you know what I'm saying. Like he's just doing what he doing, manipulating, getting through. He just getting this is levels. You know, he's stage 3, stage 4.
It's levels, but what do they do? You know what I'm saying?
Now people are gonna celebrate him. He's gonna be his next move. I'm calling it. He's gonna be a senator.
I'm not falling for none of this shit.
It don't matter.
I wouldn't vote.
It's all happening whether you falling for it or not.
Like, some deeper shit that's going on. I know it is. That's just my conspiracy theory of mine.
There's always some deeper shit. There's always some undertones to the shit that they doing. It's underlining little messages that they putting up underneath what they actually saying. So,
is it okay for a black person to feel compassion for a murderous white man?
No.
It's strange to me.
They don't feel compassion for us.
It's not very strange. I get that. But
what if it was your family
this is not uncommon. I'm just saying this is not something that this is like brand new information. What if somebody did that to my family? You want to know what would it be? Me?
Feel differently?
If somebody, any of this,
he would have did it to you. He would have did it to your son, anybody.
If anybody did this, it'd be a whole different game, though. You want to know why?
Why?
Because I'm killing somebody. Straight up. Something's going to happen to somebody. Fuck some jail. Nigga.
So are you going to still feel like, damn, he killed the fuck out of your people? Are you going to feel that same thing you felt?
I'll go to dark places. No, I'm going to dark places. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to hell at
so
that
you're
point.
able to feel differently because it's not you wasn't affected directly by it. So you're able to.
Right. I guess that's weird. That's kind of fucked up.
It's fucked up.
It's weird, but that's, you know, I'm not in the shoes. It's still all.
So you don't really have empathy as much as you act like.
What the fuck? I said I never. That wasn't this like a big thing on Facebook? How I said I don't have empathy. I never got to a big
You
thing.
have no empathy. Okay, say that's cool.
I don't have a ton of empathy for anything,
That's
but
cool. So this is you. Don't act like this is how. A lot of this is just you right now, and I understand some of it. But
Keith Ellison said the same thing. So what is he the same as me?
Light skinned nigga, another light skinned nigga. So he's just the only difference. He Muslim, I guess. But I didn't think this was a light skinned problem, but I guess it is.
Like I said, I didn't think this was a light skin.
Part of it is
there's
tied
many
to
light skin issues niggas don't really know. These are untouched, untapped.
Yeah, there's a couple of these that just start pouring out.
That's a whole bag that is gonna maybe 20, 30, 40 years down the pike. Niggas not even gonna be understanding until then.
Maybe 30, 40 years, everybody's gonna be light skinned.
No, that's facts too.
I guess that one dude be speaking on it. That rapper, what's his name?
Who?
The mixed guy.
What's up on Logic?
Yeah.
Oh, Logic.
He says a lot.
Is he mixed for real? Is he lying?
He's a quadruple.
He's a quarter.
He lets you know he's a nigga in every song.
He's a quadruple, but he won't dare say it. He won't dare say nigga.
He said nigga.
He did in his last
homicide.
album.
Did he? Oh, he finally came
That's
out.
what he said.
He said it in his song. He felt more bold because he was on song.
Didn't he sell crack to his daddy or something?
No. He said
he's lying, right?
He said his brother sold crack to his.
He changed it up a couple
something.
times.
Who knows? Who cares? What the fuck cares? Anyways,
fuck him, right?
Fuck him.
He's called.
I don't like him.
So
one thing we all agree on.
I guess that's really we don't gotta touch too much into Keith Ellison, right?
Nah,
That's done. We kind of talked on him. You want to talk about LeBron? The police? They trying to get the police on him.
That's funny. Yeah.
Police trying to
the you next
investigate.
shit.
Yeah.
What happened exactly? Because I've been.
He posted a picture of the officer that killed that little girl.
Micaiah.
Yeah. He said "you're next" in the caption, and he deleted it right after.
He said "you're next."
Yeah.
But
so
when
now
he
they
said
on
that,
him.
what you think right away?
Like you're next to be convicted.
Yeah, to be
Yeah,
convicted.
yeah. What they trying to claim him like he's saying like he.
It literally was the same
They
day
making it seem
Chauvin
like
was
he's trying to
locked up.
like secondhand threats towards him. So
It was the
For
same
your
day
job,
that Chauvin
I mean,
got
He's still a
convicted.
person. He'll
So,
get off of
It
that.
was the same.
It's
thing.
literally, I mean, there's no
LeBron James
argument.
is powerful though.
You gotta be stupid to think that.
Ain't nobody touching LeBron. It's
No.
too much money that's
You can't
involved.
cancel him, you can't get rid. It's only a few niggas that's uncancelable out here. You know what I'm saying?
They could get
Word
Bron.
alert.
They could get him. They
I
could
don't
get
know.
him.
They can get
If he
him.
pissed off the wrong person,
Nigga,
they'll
they got
get him.
Cosby, the richest nigga in the world.
No, he's not the richest nigga.
You can't do
One of
nothing. You
them.
can't do
Can't do
nothing
it.
with 50 Cent. You can't do shit.
That's because
That's because he's a bit of a gangster.
But I'm saying, no matter what, say he rapes, do whatever you want. He can't. You
He
can't
doesn't
do
give
shit
a fuck
about it.
about cancel culture.
He liked the way he handled it
But
though.
see-
So they be some people be hiding or
Yeah.
try to diffuse or.
It's damn near more of the person's fault they get canceled than it is anything else. Because
Right,
y'all
I
niggas
agree.
is damn near like, you know.
I mean, you can't
They letting it
They
happen.
cave
Yeah,
in.
you can't
They
control
lie.
if 50 bitches
They
say
let
you
it come
raped
out.
them.
They're
apologize
kind of
and shit.
adhering to what's going on instead of saying fuck y'all. You
Like,
have to say
right.
fuck.
They come out.
What was it?
You know
What's
what I'm
his
saying?
name?
Suck a
Kevin
dick.
Hart had started good when they had tried to get him. He started good,
This
What
nigga
else?
and then he's
apologized.
like, "I'm apologize."
The funny thing is, I
Like-
didn't even realize that was happening when it happened. I didn't know until he came out with a fucking little docu-series after that.
Right.
you watch that shit?
Stand on
Yeah.
your.
He's
Stand,
a
you know
hoe
what I'm
for that
saying?
shit.
But
Stand on it, man.
no, because he tried to initially like, nah, I don't want it. And it was his people that was like, look, you got to do this shit. Go on Ellen and do all this shit.
Like
and it
we
didn't
said,
even
like
work.
we said 10 minutes
It didn't
ago,
help at all.
you're your own man. You gotta stand on your shit. If you feel like that, then
They got him. He was
He
like,
had-
"Look, I ain't wore a dress yet, or has he? He has, hasn't he?
I don't know if he did.
Saturday night.
if he don't, he will.
I don't think he had. I don't think he'd do that, though.
This nigga-
That's funny. So are they about to get Bron or not? He's not.
Nah.
They got the LAPD. They're trying to get the LAPD and the FBI
He,
involved.
he trying to, that happened in Ohio, so he trying to be like, oh shit, this is my town. He taking it personal,
They can't do
They
nothing
said,
about that
hey,
shit.
then they
bro.
said the bar owner said they're not gonna broadcast none of his games till he
Because-
apologizes.
Yeah,
Why would
yeah, that's
they do
not
that?
happening.
So I think it was
That's
a bar in
almost
Ohio.
bar?
that's
Yeah.
extremely stupid
Who gives a
because
fuck, right?
he's brought in so much business. to
It's
just
too
the
much
bar
bread
life.
in that. That's not happening.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
he's
that's
not the
what
only
owner
one
said.
affected by that. Nah.
Right. No, that owners. It's just got people taking.
He didn't do
stances.
anything wrong. He didn't say anything wrong, and I just hope he stand on because he didn't do nothing wrong to me. So
I mean,
the key is to say fuck
he
you when you
deleted it,
didn't do
so-
shit. I know, but
He has to. That's protocol. You know what I'm saying?
That's let me let y'all
Does
know
he
my
have to?
thought,
And then
Why
and
does he
then
have
take
to?
it back. So
Does he have to?
why does he have to?
it's just protocol. Why do you leave it up there? He's so big that he can let it out for 5 seconds and it'll be heard.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't.
But why take it down, man?
Just because it just gives.
That makes you look guilty now.
No, it's not that you look guilty. It's just that it takes it away from the public discussion in that forum or whatever. You know what I mean? You take it out, and so some people will miss it. You know what I'm saying? Some people won't catch it. It'll all be.
You're not
hearsay.
gonna miss nothing LeBron James say.
I just think it's better just to you posted it, keep it on there,
because it's out there
your
anyway.
message.
Because they're rescreening
You know
the
what you were
ring.
saying. Stick with it.
That's
All
what
that
stay
like, oh,
out
I
there,
apologize for. That's what's fucking it everything
I
up.
guess.
It fucks it all up.
I
You
guess.
do that shit. You don't even mean an
They
apology.
doing it for a reason though. It has some benefits.
That
that we
makes you
don't
look
know.
almost
What, to post and take off?
scary.
Yeah,
Like
these
the
people
leadership.
they're
Yeah.
ran by fucking publicity agents
Right.
and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They got
no, for sure.
publicists. You know what I'm saying? So there's got to be
It's a different
benefit to
that we
doing
don't know. That's
An
a
agent or something like that.
Obviously, Twitter doesn't give a fuck.
There's
about
a
it.
psychological benefit to it that we just ain't quite
It's
grasping.
strategic. What they
Yeah.
doing, bro. Every move they make is
I'll
all calculated.
dive into that and I'll have answers next episode. But
I'm surprised Twitter didn't.
Did
issue
we
a
talk about
statement or
the fucking the
something.
Space Jam
They
trailer?
deleted Trump
we did. I mean, we kind
for
of.
saying he's
I
trying to
guess it
incite
had
violence.
a real. What you
Yeah.
talking about, bro?
They deleted Trump off Twitter for saying he was trying to incite violence and
They did. They
Everybody
did
saying
actually.
LeBron James doing the same thing.
That's a
They've
correlation.
been doing. They said it with Maxine Waters. They said she was trying to do. So now they doing this whole little back and forth tit for tat shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What's crazy is before, like, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, who the fuck was Maxine Waters before this shit?
No, she was an active. She's a congresswoman. Like she was
Okay,
known.
so she's a politician.
Yeah,
Okay.
but she was known. It
But
wasn't
why are
like
we
she was-
acting like, oh, Maxine Waters coming through with hella clout talking shit? You know what I'm saying?
Is that what they
It
say?
was in the moment of the time where, so you know, they tried to.
Like, she's just
Do
using
anything
that
to
as a
discredit.
clout moment. I feel like that entire moment is just building Maxine Waters. Like, before that, like, who the fuck is Maxine Waters?
Right.
You're right. A lot of times, motherfuckers is trying to up their shit with the statements they make, and sometimes we don't even.
Literally.
Get it.
Everybody's out here
Yeah,
trying
It's their
to eat.
only job.
Yeah.
They all trying to cloud up off of activism right now.
Yeah.
If you in a fucking 26 and up bracket, you trying to eat off of activism right now. That's the bag right now. You know, and I think that was a bag.
Everything is intentional. Whatever they say,
60s.
it's all for
Yeah.
a purpose. Like it's not just to be saying it or whatever. So
So
she said it in such a way, so to get it to do what it did. So you know,
fuck 'em.
now I fuck with Maxine Waters. I fuck with her.
Oh, you fuck with her though.
Yeah, she cool.
Okay.
That's
Why?
whatever.
Why?
Thought you don't fuck
Let's
with
pull up.
politicians.
Let's pull
bro.
up some of
I
her
don't fuck
shit. I
with
bet
any
you can find
politician
some shit.
ever.
Nah, you can't. Go ahead, look it up. Dig into that and come back and talk about
That's
that.
funny because you'll be over here slightly acting like you up in politics.
I do want to fuck
No,
Michelle
I don't,
Obama
nigga.
though.
I'm not in no politics shit.
Really?
She's bad.
These niggas always having little side.
Who you talking about, man?
Michelle Obama. I said I want to fuck her.
Oh,
Coming in hot.
I'm gonna be real. That was a popular thing to say in his first term.
yeah.
But I'm gonna be real. I've done seen some wild photos of her where it's like, bro,
Back in the day,
not back in the day or recent where it's like this shit ain't real.
Maybe
Like,
because
this
she's
shit
like
ain't
the
right.
cutest
She ain't
second
looking
lady
too
of all
good?
time.
Yeah, not looking too good.
she's cool. I ain't gonna say she's but she's decent.
She's supposed to be the face of beautiful black women. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
the.
you know.
Yeah, we ain't gonna
She's-
shit
Aren't you
on
proud
her.
of that?
She's the no, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? She definitely looked like kooky. You know what I'm saying? A little bit, like she. could
Kamala Harris or Michelle?
Come
be- Oh
on.
my goodness, no.
I feel like Michelle would fuck you better. She's from the hood.
Kamala is a fucking clown. Bro. I'm just,
But she is.
I'm just talking about
What are we-
just
I said, what are
her
we talking
looks,
about?
not who she is. Or all that.
her
Just
looks,
doing
nigga.
it.
So for me, I see that personality. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I can see your personality in your face.
Mm.
And if I think your fucking personality is goofy, even though like motherfuckers might think, like I can see how goofy you is.
It's
But can
throwing
you
off
see
your
the
whole
ass?
everything.
Yeah, none of
yeah.
that shit's working because I can see how whack you are in your mind. You know what I mean?
That's interesting.
Those are high level things, like high elite nigga things. you
So
know
when
what
it's
I'm
just based off that logic, Michelle is way better than right?
saying? Yeah,
Based on that.
on that logic.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm telling you, I can see that in a private quarters. You know what I'm saying? Michelle probably tripping on the dumbest shit. You know what I'm saying? Just
I could believe that. Yeah.
acting, but doing it in weird ways too. You know what I'm saying?
No, she's a black woman.
She fuck around
Hey.
beating up Barack.
I can see her. What's the bitch who played in with Martin in Thin Line Between Love and Hate?
Oh,
She got those
uh,
vibes to me.
Brandy, yeah.
She got those vibes to
Lynn
me.
Whitfield is her name.
Not quite as like, you know what I'm saying,
She's
but she
always
just
playing
got
crazy
those.
bitch too.
You're right. I agree with that. She could be problematic in a relationship.
Sinister little, just tripping ass.
Yeah. She
I
looks
read
sinister.
Obama book. He didn't quite
Even
say
when
it,
she
but I was
smiles.
like picking
Oh.
like, she was a problem for you, bro.
Really? I
read the book?
never read it.
Yeah.
Right, what book?
Oh, Obama joint.
Oh,
He put out a book.
And he was kind of alluding to a bunch of joints that he wouldn't necessarily say because, it's his wife. But
Yeah.
I'm picking up on it like, yeah, bro. Yeah, she was.
She was giving him hell. She
Hell.
had him checked.
Yeah, she didn't want him to rise to where
Did
he
you
gets
see this
it.
movie he put out? A little Netflix movie like called Barry or something
I
like
checked
that.
it out. Yeah.
He was fucking around with a white girl in there. He couldn't really commit, you know what I'm saying, because the look of it, you know what I mean?
Before
But
he
you
started
can tell he
getting
probably
into.
loved white women. You can
Yeah.
tell that's where his heart was.
So
you
did
know,
Martin
so-
Luther King.
That's why he did the whole everything, huh? He just wanted him a white woman.
Yeah,
huh?
his first woman was white. He was like forced to be with a black girl.
So he said, "Fuck this shit."
He was forced.
Yeah, his dad like forbid it.
Forbade.
He wanted to be with a black woman. Yeah. Fuck.
Nigga said, "I have a dream."
Stop this shit. Man. He was forced to.
That's fucked up.
That's what his dad, or he said his dad.
This is a real thing?
As a
Like,
kid,
this is a real thing.
as a child,
He said it's a freestyle.
as a grown man,
He said, as a
picked what he wanted to do.
Teenager.
As a child. Oh shit.
He
man.
picked what he did what he wanted to do. Nobody forced him to do
Hey,
shit.
times were different back then.
Different times,
Yeah,
man.
it
Different
was.
times.
You listen to your parents about everything.
Oh, you do? Did you?
I'm talking about back in the 60s
Nah,
and shit,
nigga.
50s.
Alright.
Okay then.
What do we got? We got. How we feel about this little FDA? Just sidestep FDA banning menthol cigarettes. Niggas is about to be tripping.
This is
huh?
about to be fucked up.
It's probably gonna be worse than COVID. Niggas really about to be like
Menthol.
tripping.
I'm gonna be for real. Like most people that I knew that smoked cigarettes smoked menthol.
Yeah,
How
I was about to
soon
say, too.
is it
Yeah.
Can you pull
into
it up,
play?
Matt?
Yeah.
Menthol. I don't know. I just seen it. I seen a bunch of people on Facebook like, oh shit.
A nigga damn near feel
I don't think this
disrespected
is
if you
gonna
buy him
happen.
cigarettes is not milk dog.
This is their
Right,
big money
right.
shit. They're not gonna fuck
Right.
their money up like this. This is important to them.
Hey, the FDA is the most powerful company in the world.
Yeah, but the money shit is more important than anything. They gonna if it's
Menthol
money.
cigarettes kill many black people.
The
A
headline I
ban
said
may
in the first
finally
place.
be near. I don't think this is
It's a crazy
okay, this is
headline,
New York
right?
Times. That could be it. That could be it. That could be it. Well, that's an older one actually. There you go. Vows not to target. FDA
Jesus
vows
Christ.
not to target black smokers in menthol cigarette ban.
So this probably means that when you sent us that story when it first came out, they must have got a bunch of backlash.
Not to target black. What do they mean? FDA vows not to target black smokers
Because
in menthol
this, I
cigarette
mean,
ban?
that's a thing, bro. Like
I get it, but how do they
black people
vow
smoke
to not target black
I don't know,
smokers?
yeah.
Or they're gonna be
You
like,
wanna
you
read
can't
this
buy
word?
cigarettes no
What's it
more
say
if you're
here?
black.
He's saying they cleaned up their statement after they got some type of pushback or backlash about some shit like, these niggas be wanting to fix their statements up when niggas.
I think it's
but,
saying. I think they're saying that when they ban it, from this quote right here, it looks like they're saying that when it finally does get banned, they're not gonna really give a shit if someone's out there smoking one. They're gonna go after the company, not the people out there smoking one or selling them or whatever.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm just like, what the fuck? Yeah, I mean, everybody that I've always known who's smoked, what I think this means is, smoking's just another roadblock for niggas who be smoking and shit, and just making it harder. I think it's gonna be less and less.
What is the
smokers.
menthol thing? I never understood. Like,
Why do you think
Why
they're
is that
doing
gonna
this,
do
though?
anything? Why do they think that's gonna
Menthol's
do anything?
supposed to be like the super addictive ones, right?
Right.
I don't look it up. What is
Yeah.
menthol?
No, it's just
Well, I know what
interesting.
menthol is, but I'm saying like I don't.
What
I
is
don't
it? What is menthol?
It's like a plant, but I don't know why banning menthol cigarettes is gonna fix any problems at all. They're just gonna smoke regular ones. The story that I read was that they're banning menthol cigarettes because they said that to stop kids from getting addicted to cigarettes at a young age.
I thought
and I'm
menthol was
why
an
would that-
addictive property, like,
The nicotine's more addictive than the menthol.
but it's just like adding on top. of
But
it.
still, I mean, so they can't get menthol cigarettes. That means they're just not going to try to smoke anymore. They're like, oh, they banned menthols. I guess I'm not going to smoke
It's
anymore.
probably the dumbest shit I've ever
From
I'm not
seen.
gonna
just
try it.
like holding a cigarette, you know what I'm saying, pretending like I was gonna smoke one. There's definitely you can feel a difference. Like not feel, it's like a taste feel.
Right, there's a difference. But I guess my point, what I'm making is that
There's something about that
Just
menthol,
because
bro.
there's not gonna be
right. But if
menthol
you've never
in there.
smoked before, that's not going
Yeah.
that's not going to stop you from not trying it. Or that's not going to stop you from trying it. You're just going to try a regular one. You know.
If you're a smoker, you're a smoker.
Right.
I don't know.
I'm just confused on because
It's a good question.
let's be honest. They don't give a fuck about kids being addicted. They don't give a fuck about nothing but their money, right? So
Right.
I'm curious to know why they're talking to anything about this at all, because it's affecting their money, right? Or is it? I don't know what the underlining.
I mean, it
shit
would be.
is
Yeah,
to it.
it would definitely be affecting their money.
It's just a
Because
weird thing
because
that they act
they
like we
tax the
care
shit
so
out of
much
those.
about kids. They don't give a fuck about what happens to no kids.
Hmm.
They don't care. None of them do. So all this shit like this. Oh, we not trying to target black people. It's all fake. They don't give a
Okay,
fuck
so
about that shit.
basically,
So what is it? I don't know. I had to look more into it. Like
Black civil rights leaders warned that such a ban could empower local law enforcement to target black people, which would be ridiculous.
So can you like how what? So you smoking? Like how are they supposed to know?
Right, maybe.
Well, that's what
the niggas that really know can smell that shit.
They be knowing.
I can tell the difference too if someone's smoking next to me, if it's menthol or not. But
okay,
it's like a fresher.
You can smell the menthol in it. Yeah,
It's fresh, huh?
It's like a fresher smell. Like,
it's got that cough drop smell too. It's just,
Yeah,
that's
that's
what's in
what I
cough
meant.
drops, you know.
so they saying they opening up a black market basically.
See,
But are they banning like the sale of it?
There's
or-
definitely
Yeah,
gonna
they're
be
banning
illegal.
So basically they're trying to get rid of the people who manufacture menthol cigarettes. They're trying to get them to stop manufacturing.
Oh, they about to get a shit ton manufactured and they do a fire sale on that shit. Motherfuckers in the streets about to be. They're gonna figure out how to make that shit in the streets. So I get that.
That's true.
Can you pull up why they're banning? Let's find out.
That's
why.
what I was talking about.
Why?
That's the story that I read. It said that the reason behind it was to stop getting kids addicted at such a young age. Which is why I was
That's
talking
not the
about that.
root of the
Doesn't make any
problem.
sense to me.
We would have to look further into it.
Go to that
what
one.
they're
Why
saying
they
is not
propose
what it is. So
on menthol.
I don't know.
This is
what the
why it's
real reason would
controversial.
be.
Menthol cigarettes more harmful.
Which-
Smokers quit in record numbers amid COVID fear. I don't know. I think it's good because majority of menthol smokers are black, and then majority of black smokers are menthol smokers.
Yeah, you're not wrong. But the
so-
reasoning behind it was just like, it don't make sense to me.
I'm not a smoker.
Anything
so
that
for me-
says, in my personal opinion, we're trying to stop the black people, I
Get
dismiss. Because
Fuck
you're
'em.
lying. Like, I don't. At what point did you care?
They got some new
Bitch.
shit. They got some new shit they about to roll out here real soon.
What they
Probably
talking about?
some type of vape shit. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Like cigarettes. I'm surprised they've been hanging on this long, but people still love to
They
fucking
going
smoke.
hard.
You know?
It do be
There's a lot of
wild.
people who smoke
I see like
cigarettes that hate
new
them vape
people
things.
doing things that you've already learned about. That'd be wild to me.
A lot of people
Yeah.
stopped smoking because of COVID. That's had to have hurt the companies. So you would think, man, people will finally understand. Like, damn, this shit is actually not healthy. You know?
I think most of them know it's not healthy. They just don't care.
They
Just that's that addiction, bro.
Right.
How do you get
You
to
gotta
it
do what
though?
you
Like
gotta
that's
do.
no, but how do you even get
Yeah.
to smoking
yeah,
cigarettes?
like
It's just a thing. Caleb's a good person to ask. He'll tell you. I watched his whole little
First time I seen him with a
outside of
cigarette,
the
what the
fuck?
fuck?
Yeah, smoking a little hit there.
Apparently, it does give you like a feeling.
a
when you first
relief of
started.
anxiety.
Right. And then once you
So why
get
do niggas smoke it after they get done fucking?
What?
That's a good question. I don't know.
stop this whole train of thought.
That's what he is. He's like, that's what I really want to know.
One always finds a
Right,
way to
Mo.
figure out how to get it into some sort of ass. You know?
I really want to know how.
Conversation.
What does it got to do with fucking? Anyways, I don't really too much care. Niggas need to just stop smoking cigarettes in general. Congrats to a lot of the people that I know personally that have actually made the change to stop smoking
Yeah,
cigarettes.
my mom and dad stopped smoking about a year ago.
Yeah, nigga,
That's
shut
big time.
W.
Big time shit.
up.
Fuck them cigarettes.
My dad stopped smoking cigarettes, but he still smoked weed, so it's like
Pick your
Nah,
poison.
Let's get rid of the cigarettes.
still smoking. He
Not
just
as
probably
bad.
smoking more joints a little more often. You know what I'm saying? But nigga be high calling me.
Was it hard for him to chill on the cigarettes, or was he pretty?
I think he made his mind. See, just like I think I get my ability from him, like where I just stopped drinking. Like he's just like, oh, I'm done, you know. But it's funny because I
don't
know
have
he,
addictive personalities like
I
that.
know
Wish I'd
he's
be like
smoking
that with
more though, because he called me. He'd be like, "What you doing?" I'm telling him what I'm doing, and he'd be like, "Oh, okay. So what you doing?" You know, yeah. He'd be high calling me, so I know he's smoking more weed.
It's funny as fuck.
But anyways, we got a couple good things to talk about. But first, before we get into my little juicy takes,
Hey, never say that shit again. Don't say juicy.
juicy
man.
talks,
Come on.
juicy takes.
Say juicy.
We got my man Dave Jenkins in the building.
Dave.
The real estate. You full time with it, right?
Just started. Well, this past Friday is when I
Nothing but real estate.
No, not nothing but real estate.
you-
But I'm not working a full time.
Like a
I said I
job.
got part time to make money and whatnot, but
9 to 5.
not working a full time job
So
anymore.
real estate's the main focus now, the main bag.
I go get it.
I guess what I want to figure out here is what drew you to what drew you to getting into the real estate game.
How long ago was this? Probably like when I was getting ready. I'm like, okay, I want to buy a crib. Boom. So that was like initial spark of interest, and then me and my brother were talking about buying a crib and staying in it, then flipping it, selling it out. So that was the initial spark, and then it was like when I first. This was probably 2015. And then it was like, well, if you do the FHA, whatever, you got to stay in homestead for a year before you, boom. That year went by. We didn't buy it.
Yeah.
And another year came by, like, damn, that year could have been up already. Whatever. So
Yeah.
that was the initial 2015. And I'm like, that led me to, like, looking more into real estate and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I learned that you get your license, whatever you buy, you get paid for it.
Yep.
Boom. Okay. So
Every
that
time
got
you-
me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Then I took the classes from there, and then first thing I did was bought that joint, got that check, and I'm like,
Hold up. So that's kind of sweet. So you're saying with your license, whenever you buy a property, you get paid from the purchase.
yes.
Okay. That's
As
dope.
an agent, buy or sell, you get you
That's
get
dope.
yes, you get that commission.
So that's a little hack. I
Yeah.
guess.
They try to hustle you though. I did see that, like they try to hustle you, like, well, you're a real estate agent, so want to bring this down. Nah, I want the money. You know what I'm saying?
So you
know?
can get the commission. Yeah. I
yeah,
got you.
yeah. They try to hustle me hard, but learned a few lessons. But
It's
yeah,
funny.
they got me in there.
So you said about 2015 start to spark your interest.
Sparked the interest, and then I end up taking the classes, and 3 years later, 2018.
Got the license.
Yep, got the license in 2019.
Gotcha.
Took the classes through 2018. Got the license in 2019.
Then 2020 COVID hit, so that must have been a weird time.
Man, it was crazy because initially, like when I got that sale, then I had my brother had some people come through, work with them, and then by this time it's 2020, top of 2020. I had 3 people I was working with.
COVID.
You know, COVID hit them. They okay, well, we're gonna back off, and then like I was doing classes, and I was doing, because you got to always keep the continuing ed classes.
Yep.
It was very helpful to me in person because you're learning to be a salesman. That's one thing I'm,
Yep.
not great at,
Yeah.
being a salesman. So I'm in
But
classes
that could
doing
be a
face to
good thing.
face.
That could be a good thing.
To not being an
much of a
actual salesman.
People
Yeah.
want people. Yeah.
So I've learned I'm being more of an educator, and that's kind of been working for me. But
Yep.
they cut that down. I'm trying to do my first time buyers courses. Nope, you can't rent out no spaces. So, everything's getting shut down right when I get my joint. And that affected me hard. So it's like, okay, well, back to work in a million hours,
Right.
but through that, I saved up some money. Then, like, right now, it's like, okay, now I want a chance because people coming back to me again. Like,
Yep.
okay, we good now. We made it through this little, whatever.
How does it feel? I guess so. A couple things, but first, like, what was it like to end up actually getting your first sale? Like, how long did it take? And then once you finally got it, how did that feel? How did it? Just not how much like it felt like just from the success of a sale, but like just going through the entire process for you as a first time.
It felt surreal. It was like, I honestly felt like, yo, this it? Like, it kind of felt like this it. Like, honestly, I felt like anybody could do it after I did it.
Yeah.
Like, once you learn them words on that agreement thing, the other stuff is like, negotiating or whatever. But as far as like the paperwork, like once I did it, like I felt like, yo. And then my mind went to like how many hours I worked to get that accomplished.
Right.
As opposed to working the 80 hours.
Right.
I'm like, yo, if I really, like, it probably took me like 15 hours total worth of time to make this happen.
Yeah.
So it felt a little surreal, like, yo, I've been working 1 million hours all my life. I want to figure out how to do this more and how to do it better.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where my mind went instantly. And then
so you saying like the contracts, like getting that signed was like a huge kind of like, I guess, milestone or whatever for you mentally.
Yeah.
Getting it, because there's a lot of paperwork that comes with it.
It's a lot of paper, and I did it literally. I didn't because I got my office and I got, you know what I'm saying, peers and stuff that I can work with.
Yep.
The first one I did was my own home.
Yep.
And with that one, I didn't do no help from anybody. So I'm like, let me guinea pig myself, basically.
Yep.
I guinea pig myself. I didn't use any help and stuff like that. So it was definitely a huge milestone. It's definitely different working with other people.
Yep.
You know, because you gotta, you know, what do they need and stuff like that. And I'm like a simple dude, so it's like, boom, boom. I know what I want. You know, I don't have to sell myself on what I want.
Right.
But as far as getting through that, it was dope. But then working with other people came, you know, some hurdles and stuff like that. But you know, just learning how to deal with different personalities. As far as me being a real simp, like I know what I want. I don't need anybody to sell me on nothing. It's hard. It was hard for me, and I'm still learning through it. To get people to like, you know what you want, because you're coming to me. You know what you want, but how are we gonna get you to work towards it?
So when I bought my first home, I don't know if I was necessarily sold on the home either. Because is it like really your job even to sell the home though? Unless you're selling it for a seller. Right? But is it your job to even sell the home to somebody looking to buy, you know?
I think people got different ways of looking at it. Me, I want to tell you the reality of what's going to happen and what's going on. So like the house, you know, you're going to pick it out. You know, everybody kind of got like
the idea of what they want.
You know, what they want and stuff like that. So I, you know, try to, okay, this is what you want. This is what your finances say we can work with. Mm-hmm. And then that part is always I'm working with my mom. It's crazy. But trying to like match up their wants with their realities, and then we find something that way.
Yep.
Like the actual house though, because I mean you can find, you know, whatever house, but it's just matching up what you're able to do with.
How often does that match up though? Like it's usually never.
It's tough because you know, a lot of questions I get is, you know, like a fresh built house and this and that. So it's like, and then like so one of the things that people have like money and they know how much money I can afford $1,500 worth of mortgage. I can afford $2,000. When they go to that lender, and they break their stuff down, well, we can give you this much, and this is the type of house you can afford. And then they like look at me like I'm like, yo, I just guide you to where you can go based on exactly.
Right.
That's hard. Because that reality be kind of, well, I know I can pay this much. Yeah, but you know, you can check around with different lenders. It's kind of going to be in the same ballpark for the most part.
In my first experience, my lender told me some shit that wasn't even. It was some miscommunication between my lender and my agent and me, where I thought that I could buy a home in a certain price range, but I then found out that didn't work for FHA requirements, you know, and so I spent maybe a month looking at houses that I wasn't gonna be able to buy anyways.
Oh yeah.
So
that's crazy.
I didn't like that lender after that, so I wrote it back.
It's heavy. So they I've seen to where they'll like try to, on the other side, like try to basically, you'll have like, let's say they'll give you a range of like 260, but then tell you 250.
Yeah.
And then you're shopping for 250 homes when you technically on paper you can afford a 260. That mess people up too. Like your lender has to tell you, it's not their job to tell you what you want to pay out your pocket. Tell me what my qualifications allow me to get and let me make that decision. Right. As the realtor, I mean, on a personal level, you know, I try, hey, you don't want to do this, you want to do that. But ultimately, if they say you can afford it, you know, that's up to you. You know, don't look at me later when you're like, oh man, 3 months in, now this is kind of high. But, you know, that's personal. So you got to, you know, it's kind of a fine line between, you know, personal opinions about something. Because there's a lot of people I done seen, oh, I got 520 credit score. This person will let me lend to them. My personal opinion, work on that credit score, get that up, you're going to get a better loan. is going to benefit you 5, 10, 15 years down the line.
Right.
But I have a hard time telling the person, go ahead then. It's not the right move. You can do it. You can find somebody who will give you a loan. It's probably not the right move though.
Right.
Right. Fix that. Take a year. Fix that.
Fix your credit. That's the advice that I would, like, I was given, and that I didn't do anything until my credit was smooth. And I looked up one day and my credit was super smooth.
Yeah.
But I feel like soon as you get some cash, motherfuckers start talking, like the banks start talking, everybody's today like, oh, this nigga got some money, like go ahead, run his credit up a little bit.
Hey.
You know what I mean? Like let him start moving around. I feel like once I finally got cash in my bank, because I was used to like just really keeping cash physically,
right.
You know what I mean? But once I start putting money in the bank and kind of let it build up, all of a sudden my credit was just like, oh yeah, I'm fucking with you.
Right.
Go make some moves.
Yeah, it's like they want to open that joint up for you as much as people like think otherwise. They want to open it up for you because.
So let's attack this from a hustler standpoint. You know what I'm saying? Let's think about people that don't even know that they want to get into the real estate game. You know what I mean? What is attractive about it? What is it that, you know what I'm saying, that made you say, all right, I'm going to do this because, what are you getting out of it?
Me, I mean, I just been trying to do something like long term. So, I'm not the person to have just a bunch of money. Just okay, if I got money sitting, how can it, accumulate? Just certain stuff I've been learning.
So you want the money? So you're saying you want your money to? But isn't that like from a buyer standpoint?
So you asking me from what standpoint? Like me buying or helping people buy homes?
You becoming a realtor, yeah, that's what you are, right?
Right.
Okay, what is attractive about that in general? Just it's a good hustle. Like what made you
as a career?
As a career. So I mean, attractive to me is being able to, learn how to. I wasn't looking at it from a standpoint originally from, I'm gonna take Moan and I want to help Moan buy a house. Yeah. It was attractive to me. It's like I want to buy a house and I want to sell it to Moan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of routes you can go
in that, yeah.
Within having that license. But attractive to me, my ultimate goal is to continue buy, sell. Eventually, I want to buy, rent. I want to buy, sell first, but. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's what attracted me as far as that perspective.
And then you also have the ability to deal with other people and get commission.
Right, and get commission jobs as well, and then sell or help them buy. Because
low key, I'm like in that same mind state, but I never thought like, I'm gonna be a real estate agent.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm just like, I'm gonna buy properties and I'm gonna do my thing. But I never thought of it like, I'm about to actually just fully get in the game and get commissions off.
If you're getting into that point where you're going to be buying and selling, it would benefit you because the classes were 3-4 weeks. Mm-hmm. It wasn't a long time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I took off work for like 4 weeks. Boom. Get the license, do the process. But if you're going to be doing it anyway, you're going to continuously be learning about it. Like you're going to have your realtor.
Yeah.
They're going to be telling you, I already know, you dig in.
Yeah.
So you're going to be learning about it anyway. At that point, get me the license and boom, you might as well double up on that because you're going to be buying and selling anyway. Yeah. All right, buy it, make that commission when you buy it. So if you're going to renovate or whatever, you getting that as soon as you buy it. Whatever you just put in, you're going to get some of that back basically.
Moan, have you ever thought about being a realtor?
Nah.
Have you ever thought about real estate?
I never thought about being a salesman, period.
Yeah, but let's take the word salesman off of that because real estate is a hard sales game. But like he said, he's looking at becoming an educator. I think that's what sales is evolving to anyways. It's just providing education, helping people make educated decisions with their purchase.
Yeah.
Why, and away from you, but why do we feel like black people in general for the longest never was buying properties? Like what has stopped us from real estate? What's disconnected black people from real estate in general? Does anybody know?
Well, historically, I mean, it was, redlining, like stopping people from getting loans and stuff like that. But then if you're going to go past that, the number one question I ever get, my credit.
Yeah.
And it's, everybody say, I'm working. That's an active thing. You got to do that.
Yeah.
Like, it's not something that you just spit out, but realistically, you're not working on it.
Right.
Yeah.
I think if more people get into the actual mindset of this is a process, working on your credit is a process. You know, they want to do everything but actually work on the credit. Oh, how can I find somebody to write that off? How can I find somebody to drop this off for me? Pay your bills.
Cut corners and shit.
You know what I'm saying? Pay your bills.
Yep.
The person you're paying $200 a month to do all these things, that could be towards the bills that you owe. That's like the number one thing I feel like personally. That's a deflector. It's like, work on that stuff and then, you know, set a timetable.
Yeah.
When I got with my lady, you know what I'm saying, I had good credit. She had bad credit. All right, let's work on this. Must be getting 10 racks and stuff. You can fix that in 1 year. It's going to take some time for a lot of that stuff to reflect, but nobody want to have that money in their hand and say, I got to pay that bill that I owe. You know, it's always, well, I got this from this and this and that. I don't really owe them because the service would... You gotta pay it, or
you see people
you know,
be feeling like we can cut the corners and we just get it dropped off and pay somebody
exactly.
to get it taken off.
You paying them money, you can be paying the bill.
Yeah,
but
I heard a lot of people doing that. Like, I got somebody fixing my shit up. You know, like
I hear about it too. A lot of that's going on. So.
Yeah, and I mean, if that works for some people, that's cool. But I mean, me personally,
just pay the shit.
Yeah, I you know, there's certain different situations where some people might have like some medical stuff on there. You know, those kind of get into different tiers. But a lot of credit issues be basic stuff. It would be $5,000. A lot of people I talk to is little money. Like, you know, it might be little to them, but take care of it.
So
that's the only thing I can say.
Let me
Take
ask you
care of
this
it.
real quick. So then, because a lot of misconceptions that ties into the credit shit. When people want to go ahead and just say fuck it, and do the bankruptcy. So how does that affect their ability to buy a home, like in the near future? Because it's a lot of back and forth. What's the answer to that question?
Kind of depends on the lender that you're going with. Someone be like, okay, you couldn't have a bankruptcy within the last, like, especially if you're going through like first time home buyer programs and stuff. A lot of them say you couldn't have a bankruptcy within the last, 2 years. Like they all got their different stipulations.
Okay.
But
so
it'd be like a time. It'd be a time stamp based on what type of program you're gonna go with, stuff like that. But
so it's different. It's not. I thought it was like a set, like 5, 6, 7 years across the board. You saying this?
Everybody got different depending on which lender,
like your county where you live to, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which lender? If you're going with like FHA loan,
conventional,
all type of.
I think there is a thing like that though for like your credit history. I think the bankruptcy's on there for a set amount of years. But
it's on the credit history. Yeah, it's on there.
Okay. So did they change that? Or has it always been like that? I thought at one point it's like if you had a bankruptcy, because there's 2 types of bankruptcy, right? One of them would cause you to get eliminated for a set amount of time, and the other one would what is it? Chapter 12 and 7. Is that the other one?
That's chapter.
Which one is worse?
I don't know which one worse. Can you?
Yeah. Pull it up. Google it. Chapter 7, chapter 12. No, but I don't know. I guess you could finish that. I had another question.
No, that's interesting because I've heard a lot of different things.
I've low key heard, so I kind of know a little bit about the bankruptcy. Not because I ain't filed for bankruptcy. Smooth nigga, cool nigga. But
that bankruptcy file, nigga. Fuck them creditors.
Nah, it's not a big deal. No, people do it all
Fuck
the time.
them
It's not a. I mean,
I'm finna do it. Fuck them.
The wealthiest. They've made it to where I almost feel like, I mean, the word is worse than the actual action.
The word is that's a fact. Yeah.
So
sounds terrible, right?
But I do know that you can still buy a house with a bankruptcy on there. Just a certain amount of time has to expire depending on what kind of property you're gonna buy, depending on what kind of loan you're gonna get, and but there's all kind of fucking chapters in this bankruptcy shit.
I feel like a lot of people are. Oh yeah, see,
that's a lot of reading.
My this is too much. My root question is just like, what was stopping black people from ownership? I feel like black people are much more interested in ownership now, more so than ever. Yeah. And with that, I've done sales. I know sales. As a black man in real estate, do you feel like you're facing additional challenges?
Oh, I got my personal challenges. The number one, I look young, so that's been a conversation, hurdle.
It's
you know
an
what I'm saying?
obstacle.
He's a rookie right here.
Rookie, you know what I'm saying, the face, and then it's definitely as a black man too. So I look, I'm black, and I look like I'm freaking 16, 17.
Yeah.
Tough, but the one thing that I got going for me,
everybody's trying to support black business right now.
it's on fire. Remember, my brother was just talking about this earlier. So they go on with that, and then when they speak to me in depth about what they trying to do and how can I help,
Yeah.
they're all okay.
Yeah. I feel like now it's a good time to be black and be in sales right now because
It is.
people they trying to figure out how to. They trying to buy.
Trying to buy our love.
They're trying to buy that I'm not racist card. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, you been feeling that too the last year or two?
No, a little bit. I've had people straight up tell me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I've had it too, so it's funny.
Yeah, I had like my lady and my baby mom do Belle Beauty.
Yeah.
Had like white people. They sell like black hair products and stuff. White people. How can I support?
Yeah.
We ain't got nothing for you, but they definitely like still like ask the question just to do it. Okay, here go the you know what I'm saying website. Do your thing.
Right. No, yeah, I just wonder because I know it's tough. I've overcome those obstacles or whatever, potential objections, but it's just because you're in the game now. So I was just wondering, is it something you think about? Are you more likely to work with black people? Are you more likely to work with? You're working through an agency now, right?
Yes.
So
Bridge Realty. Yeah.
But with real estate, being an agent, it's a lot of networking.
Yep. Networking, talking, living the lifestyles. Like I was telling you, he was like, you came with the appearances, everything. Everywhere I walk, you know what I'm saying?
Get your cars on.
I can't wear comfortable like how I want to walk. I gotta let me put up so people look at you like
you gotta be the man at all times.
Exactly. You gotta put on the whole thing. It's all networking. That's really all it is.
So you gotta live it. I know it's a high level of networking, which may turn some people off, like from actually pursuing that. But what's interesting is, so you did music. Nizzy Nate, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he went from artist to
I seen
real estate agent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's going doing the little video commercials and shit, music commercials and shit. Really, Nizzy Nate,
the rapper
Nate Millions.
Million.
And he's fully into it. You know what I mean? But I feel like as artists and musicians, especially trying to do hip hop or whatever, definitely had to network. You know what I'm saying? You had to know people, and so it's almost like a smooth transition. But the level of networking in real estate is so crazy, bro. I know it's high. Like,
I was hard for me on both ways, because even with music, like I was never really a network. I'm just like, I'm good at this shit. I'm doing it. I just kind of barrel. It only took me as far as I could go because I did network, but.
Yep.
That's kind of where I was at with it, so it was the same thing. But here it's like, okay, different chapter of life, learning how to network. So I didn't even have really like no skills transitioning from music, because I was just, this my lane, I'm rocking it, I don't care about what's going on.
It's a fresh start for you. It's just
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, man. It's real estate is real interesting to me. It's something that I'm learning about, to this day. Trying to buy kind of rentals and properties everywhere. I think that's the future of just no matter what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like,
there's always gonna be a need for living space.
Living space, and my thought was like, you could tell me what you kind of hinted to it, but like having money in general just sitting doesn't really make sense.
No, because
it's
depreciating.
It's depreciating
every year.
And properties typically don't depreciate.
Right.
So it's like you're almost doing yourself a disservice by not putting your money, like your properties become your banks.
Yeah. You create your own little bank joint, basically.
It's so crazy because the opposite of how we've been brought up. And we're learning that with our own minds as we get older.
I think now, like you said, a lot of people are interested, even whether it's like the housing, a lot of people into the stock, cryptos. Just keep learning. Like, that's my whole thing too. Like, just keep learning. I've been learning about stocks as well. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no expert, but
I'll just put some money in stocks.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
the
interest is everything.
Ask him how much money you put in that shit, nigga. How much?
Do a cool $10 in there. Let me see.
I talked to this nigga. I was like, he's like, I just put some money. I was like, how much? He's like, $20.
That's cool.
And when I started, that's literally what I did. And then I seen that 20 go to 15, and I was like, oh, let me pull that out.
See, how do you feel about doing stocks versus doing real estate? Like, obviously, you're probably leaning towards real estate, but
I'm leaning towards my goal is to do a combination of both, but I'm leaning towards more the stocks because I'm not a like I said, there's a million lanes you can take in real estate. So you know, anybody looking to get into it, understand that it's more than just, you know, whether it's buying or helping other people buy, helping other people. It's a million things you can do with real estate. Me, I'm more to myself cat, and I can do the stocks without needing anybody. You know what I'm saying? So I'm leaning towards getting well versed in that, but utilizing both because it's, you know, it's money and everything.
Specifically those two things. Big money.
I like real estate a little bit more because to me I feel like a lot of people have this gambling mindset with stocks. Like people are thinking, like it's almost like it is a game. I guess you can think about it however you want to, but I feel like people treat it like the casino.
If you treat it like that, you definitely going.
You know, so
I gambled a few times.
How you investing in it?
Like, look at everybody dealing with Dogecoin or Dogcoin or whatever. Like Greg was up in here. He had put some money in there. It came up, put a little bit more in there, and he got to like, I think I'm gonna take it out. Doing all this playing and shit.
It is. So, but I mean, so I got certain ones like the Dogcoin and stuff. I'll gamble with that, but then I got long term. No, I'm gonna watch you grow. I'm not playing with you. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, if you keep a balance, you gonna gamble in there. If you get in there, you gonna make some gambles. But there's gambles and there's also just, you know, But if you're not good at keeping no balance between, you know, your gamble money, you know, it's easy to fall into that trap.
So as far as making a sale in real estate, I'm not gonna like put too much on it, but I gotta get some shit out of you for the people. But as far as making a sale, how are you finding your customer typically?
So Facebook, just so I'll go live, and then
are there laws about advertising too?
A bunch of you know what I'm saying. There's a bunch of laws of how you can advertise, what certain things you can say and stuff like that. But
I didn't even know that.
Facebook, I've been doing, like, I'll go live and then just like I'll pick a topic. What I'm gonna talk about today. I'll talk about, you know, HUD, and I'll go, you know, speak on it. Just kind of just start, like I said, educating. And once people see, okay, this is what he's talking about, something that I'm interested in. That's how I've initially started gaining traction. People will come there. I've done, well, before, I haven't done any since the shutdowns, but live in-person events where we do the home buyer education. I did a couple of those. Invite people. How
do those go? How do those end up?
They went well. The first one I was
nervous. Because who are you meeting at those though? Aren't you meeting people that like are kind of like you more so, like, or trying to be in your position? Or are you meeting people that are trying to learn about buying a home?
Yeah, so I invite, you know, put out a flyer, you know, like, you know what I'm saying, like with music, something. Put out the flyers. I'm having this event, this date,
you
at this place.
Music shit didn't translate. Look at
that piece did. But, you know what I'm saying, like putting that out there, and then, you know, people come through and they just sit in front of you and listen to you talk. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, at the end,
stage once again,
ask questions. So that was big, man. I just can't wait. You know, they open stuff back up now, so I'll be doing more of those. That's always a big one, because I think, like what you said, like people don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like I said, when I first did it, I'm like, yo, that's it. You know, so it goes from I don't know to that's it. And educating people on that process, what they need to do to prepare to get in position to buy and stuff like that.
Yep.
That's been big as far as drawing customers, and then family, word of mouth and stuff. Hey, Poncho, he doing real estate. Talk to him. You'll get a few blank conversations, and then if I sound like I know what I'm talking about,
Right.
they rock with me.
I think that's the big thing, like just knowing what you're talking about,
Yeah.
and pretty much you should be set in whatever field you in.
Yeah.
Whether you're buying.
They can tell. They tell if you bullshitting or excuse me. They can
No,
tell
you
if you.
good.
Oh,
We even
You already
talking
been
crazy.
cursing
on
us.
this shit. We even talking crazy. A lot of y'all niggas doing some extra sniffing and shit. I don't like all that. It's going like.
they can tell if you BSing or if you. Alright.
Sometimes
You working.
motherfuckers just be good at just talking that talk. They don't even know shit. Sometimes.
Yeah, that's true too.
That's me. That's me.
That's funny as fuck.
I ain't gonna lie. I just be in there like
That's an underrated skill.
just knowing how to talk and make a person like you and
Yeah.
feel comfortable around you and
I'm
trust
just a
you.
fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
So
So you don't think you could get in that field?
I'll be awkward as shit. Like,
Really?
yeah, just say
It's not your
something.
vibe.
You
Nah.
fuck around, snap on a customer or something, potential client.
Beat a
Stop.
motherfucker up. Be
Ah,
mad
they-
and shit, cussing niggas out.
They
Fuck
tough.
you
The,
doing? Buy
the
this shit,
clients
man.
are definitely
Buy this
tough
shit
because
now.
what they think they like
You don't buy the shit.
as
no.
the
Fuck
realtor
you.
they think you like. They think you the mortgage expert.
Yeah,
And you gotta know a little bit of everything, but.
Yeah. Mortgage is a whole different thing.
I'm your credit
Therapist.
repair guy.
No,
I'm your, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I know a little bit about, most things, but I ain't an expert in nothing. I'm more like a guide here. This
Yeah.
way you want to go, I'm going to navigate you.
damn near
there.
gotta just fit, play the part damn near, right?
You got to basically play you got to educate yourself in all of those,
Yeah, that makes sense.
fields
So
and have connections in them.
Yeah.
we can close with this on this situation because I want you to get your juice. You know what I'm saying? I want you to get your shit going. Why should somebody buy from you? Like, you know what I mean? Like, why should somebody trust you with this process?
Trust me with this process because I'm going to guide you on a, again, educational level. It's my attempt to put you in the best position with that house 3, 5, 10 years from now.
Mm-hmm.
Not to sell you, not like on no cocky stuff, but I got enough money to take care of myself. I'm not trying to get you in here real quick so I can get a bag and then never see you again because it works off referrals.
Yep.
I want to see you successful within that house, 3, 5, 10 years from now, and to when maybe when you want to sell it, come back to me. So I gotta treat you right. I'm knowledgeable about what I'm doing, and my best asset is money management. That's one thing I'm good with. So you come to me, a lot of people come with problems on how can I get a house, why can't I? Again, I'm not no expert in credit repair, this and that, but let's get this straight. Let's take a plan. I'm not trying to rush you. So if you come to me today, I said we could figure something out in 6 months, a year from now. It's nothing like I'm trying to rush anybody. So I'm willing to take that time and go through a step-by-step process with anybody that's looking to buy a house and not get you in a bad situation because I need to make some money.
You don't be trying to jerk niggas around. You trying
Right.
to be honest, solid.
So it sounds like you caring and you patient.
It's the education, man.
And you,
because
and you
yeah,
educate. Okay.
you don't. When you go back to that black part, why black people ain't. People that been in there and you know what I'm saying, they got messed up. Oh man, houses ain't for me. Bro, houses for everybody.
Yeah.
Get in there. It's a great investment.
Yeah.
But it's not an asset when you get it.
Yeah.
And if I'm not explaining that to you, and you just go in blindfolded, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna feel like, oh man, this person tricked me, or this is a bad situation I'm in.
Right.
But with that education, I'm explaining to you exactly what you're getting into, how it's gonna work. Boom, it sets you up for success with that house because
Talk that shit. Ooh.
Talk that real
Talk that
shit.
shit. Oh,
Yeah.
he said this setting you up for. He's starting to talk a little louder. You hear him? He's starting to get a little louder.
I feel myself.
I'm about to take my wallet out.
I feel you. Y'all got any questions on real estate? I know Matt's gonna say no.
What's that supposed to mean?
You ain't got no fucking questions about that.
I know that. I bought a house, I sell a house. I've gone through that process, so I don't have a whole lot of questions. I was educated.
Okay.
Let me ask you this: what's the biggest thing that I say this? What's the biggest pro and the biggest con to the job,
To the game,
as it stands right now,
as an
for
agent.
you, as you've observed?
Con, I would start with con. Originally you thinking, okay, I'm gonna get in this job and I'm gonna have all the flexibility in the world. No, you're not.
Right.
Because you gotta work to get those clients. You gotta stay educated on top of the game. You know, you don't want to be last in your field. So spending more time without having a paycheck waiting for you at the end of the week. I don't get paid until a deal goes through. So
And you also have to be on kind of like on call too, because you have to kind of show houses on your client schedule.
exactly,
Right?
you got to work to today. You know, I work in the morning. I'm off at 7.
Right.
Where it pays off though is when you get good at it, shit start kind of working on its own and you don't have to put as much time.
Exactly, and then you can build teams and stuff like that. You work together.
So that's the biggest con you would say.
That for me personally, I would say that especially being a rookie in the
Just
game,
coming
you
in.
gotta really you gotta go 10 times as
groundwork
harder.
in. Yeah.
10 times as hard to make your
mentality.
Yep.
Yeah.
You said, "Mama, yeah."
That's number 2 Kobe fan in the world
He
right there.
said number 2.
Let's calm down here.
And y'all have a lot of expenses that y'all gotta.
Oh yeah, you gotta you gotta come. Your gas. When you're like, I have not sold a house yet, but when you're selling a house, you gotta pay for the cameraman to take and people know
You
what
don't
you're
have
doing.
to, but to get it looking good, official.
To get it looking official, it matters, and people know what you're doing. It's like they you selling a house. These pictures gonna cost you $600. You know what I'm saying? It's like
they out there with it like that.
They go crazy. You know what I'm
But
saying?
you come from the music game though. You got access to the photos.
Oh yeah. I got so I know a few people can do the job for me, but just like in general, like they go crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like
photo shit is huge.
man, the wedding.
They be lying too in some of these properties. You be looking at the photos and you
You
show
get in there?
up and they be bullshit.
I just took my
Always.
brother to a place. This is like a couple days ago. Bruh, we get in there. They didn't even bother to hide the mice traps or nothing. You walk in there, big mice traps on that joint like this. Everything. Pictures though, they had like straight shot angles. That wall was nice. But the pictures, it can make or break a sell or buy. You know what I'm saying? You walk in that joint, you want to kind of feel like, okay, this is what I was sold. Because then a person feel like it's a waste of time. Man, and then sent you a couple of places. You looking at, that look nice. So then I need to go check it out before I bring them to check it out, just so I don't want to waste their time. Cause then they looking at me like,
So do you feel a sense of freedom then, with as far as a con or not a pro con? What is that pro that makes you be like,
The
all right,
biggest.
this is it?
The pro is learning and trying to get more black people into the home ownership. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's
that
get this,
black
because it
shit.
ain't as hard as we assume. It ain't as hard as we assume.
I think that's huge. Once black people start owning more shit, then black people can be considered
Seems like a lot of these
suburbans.
black rappers be trying to go into real estate.
On the low, won't they talk about that shit?
Yeah,
Tourists, they talk about that shit.
They do if y'all niggas is listening, but y'all niggas don't want to listen.
I'm done with
They're not
that.
gonna do it.
One thing I really wanted to talk about today, because I saw a meme, and we already deep in the pod right now, but we're in the deep end right now in this motherfucker. But
No pay
Crazy.
Why?
why do bad bitches end up with weak ass fuck boys? Weak niggas. No, I just, and this became a question because I seen a meme and it was talking about, long story short is how the fine females in high school end up with the niggas that peaked in high school, and 5 years later these niggas are, they don't even got a job, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know.
Squares.
How does this happen and why does this happen? Is it just as simple as people being young?
So the question is, why do bad bitches
end up with weak ass niggas? And are these bad bitches weak?
Well, if you end up
It's a combination of things going on at once with this shit. You know, sometimes too, the bad bitches. You know how you see a bad bitch or you know a bad bitch for a long time. You never really got to meet her. And you get around her like, oh, this bitch is lame as fuck. She's a lame ass bitch. And she's bad though.
She a lame ass
lame.
bitch.
And I was thinking that could
This
be
happens a lot.
Main proponent of it. Like the bad bitches aren't actually
Bad
They're nothing
bitches.
ass bitches.
There's nothing.
Yeah.
There's
They ain't
nothing
bad. They're
dope
not bad.
about
Man ain't got more to
Yeah.
give, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than aesthetics, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Other than the look. And is that mostly the case though? Is that more often than not? Like that they just ain't got nothing to offer
I
more
think
so.
that's
think that
really what it be more than anything. A lot of that.
We a challenge to them, man.
Superficial too, though. You know, they don't care about.
And how did they get that though? How did they get to that point? Is it just because they look nice that people treat them a certain way, so they start to
Red carpet.
That's
They
definitely
start
that's
to-
part of it. 100%.
Red carpet, so they never had to get no attributes to themselves.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? I done met a bunch of, you know what I'm saying, chicks nice, but
they ain't got
I'm you remind me of myself a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm that type of dude. You know what I'm saying? When I get like, if I'm in my zone, like I feel that way about myself.
Yeah.
What you got to offer? Because I know what I bring to the table.
Yeah.
You put them in that position. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And then they got the nerve now. Once they get the ones that make it past high school without 5, you know what I'm saying, 5, 6 kids or whatever from that nigga, you know, they didn't get dragged down all the way like that. Now they graduate to the Instagram platform. You know what I'm saying? Then once they get to the Instagram, they be having the nerve to damn near put a straight up price tag on their pussy. You know what I mean?
A lot of these bad bitches be having stinky pussy too.
I know, but we're not gonna go straight there quite yet. But look,
We ain't going there right here. I don't want to talk about this bitch pussy.
but look, I mean, I don't want to straight dive right there.
Yeah, just be a little respectful. Yeah, don't disrespect this bitch.
That's a harsh topic, don't you think? Like we're talking about.
Tread lightly. Yeah,
We're not there yet. That's a topic, but we're not there yet.
I hit the
you know what
clutch
I'm
too
saying?
fast.
Yeah.
He's just trying to be respectful of these.
That could get we could go in, but it's not. I don't think we need a female present.
I just wanted to add
Let's do
that.
that with a female
We
present,
do need to do that.
just to
their
be
pussy
kosher. Come on, hold on.
Any females that want to come on, y'all leave in the comments. Let us know.
But check it out. What the fuck was we saying? 'Cause it's not really
We was talking about the bad bitches. What the fuck is they on?
All right, so one thing I was thinking, like, okay, so they are. What about those good bitches that still end up with the shit niggas? You know what I mean?
That's an interesting one too, because it's like there's like something in them that attracts to those type of niggas only. They only get with them niggas.
Right, those niggas are thriving early on. You know?
thriving.
It's kind of a broad topic, but I just wanted to talk about it because I feel like it's a problem in our society. Honestly, one, because I think it's fucking up the idea or the possibility of having just like structured family structure. You know what I mean? Like, because women, I think, are not making good choices on men.
One thing I seen recently in a Tupac interview.
And I'm actually talking about black women, not black women, but I'm talking about urban. I don't want to say urban, but I want to say urban. You know what I'm saying? Just like the culture. You know what I'm saying? However you want to describe it.
I
don't think this is
before we get into it, what are we defining as bad? We talking about bad just based on looks completely,
we're
or
talking
bad
about
like looks and
looks.
personality?
We're talking about looks, but we're talking about, you know, maybe we get those ones that do look kind of good. You know, those girls that they're not like banging in high school, but they're still, you know what I'm saying? They're still good. Where you like, and then they get out of high school and you're like, damn, she bad. Oh, she's smart too. Like,
It's not Cooper.
you still get those ones. You know what I mean? But they always somehow a fuck nigga just figured out how to leech on it. You know what I mean?
But don't you feel like every time when you curious about, damn, how did that nigga get that girl, and you and then if you didn't know her, you started to talk to her, you be like, oh, okay.
Well,
see, that was my thing. I've had a couple of girls like that in my life.
Automatically,
like,
oh,
she looked good, and then after
why.
a couple of months, it's just like, oh,
see,
okay, now I get it.
but this is kind of a bad thing to say, and I hope this. But like, I feel like any woman can get got if a nigga says the right words.
Any woman can get got if you can make her smile.
I feel like a lot of those
dudes.
With
the mask?
I feel like a lot of those dudes that you're talking about, kind of mastered that like manipulative sort of
yeah
you know
that is true.
You
have that going on, so I have to give credit to the niggas too for doing that. They
but
play
all
that
they
role,
doing
man.
is spreading their seed and they just fucking up, you know what I'm saying? They
could be the nerdiest, clownest nigga ever to live, and they just got that, like you said, they could say the right shit, they know how to do it.
So I don't know, but my root here is I feel like how can we stop? And maybe this is dumb. Maybe this is a superficial conversation. But how do we stop
It's a good combo.
the women who do have these attributes that niggas like, you know what I mean, from making or even courting or being in the fucking realm of having a weak ass nigga on them? You know what I'm saying?
They gotta know what they want.
Can you? Right, you can stop that, bro.
There's got to be a culture shift. There's a shift in the culture because what I want to transition this into is what I think is happening is these women think these niggas are alphas. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I was talking about that manipulative sort of.
They're convinced that this person is an alpha, which typically you have the alphas in high school and they don't do anything, whatever. But what an alpha is, obviously, in the animalistic is the nigga that's the nigga of the niggas, right?
Yeah.
He's gonna lead the pack and he's gonna survive. He's gonna make sure everybody else survives, right? Then you got the thought that the alpha is just the one that's gonna beat everybody else up or whatever. But in a scheme of society, alpha is kind of like the wolf pack alpha, where it's like somebody has to kind of be leading that.
He's a leader, right?
And people depend on that role.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these niggas that these women are choosing, like,
are betas.
They're betas, but they are perceived as alphas because I feel like things have changed. Time has changed, and the new alpha male is not the toughest nigga in the room. It's not the loudest nigga in the room. I mean, that can look like an alpha, you know what I mean? It could feel like an alpha, but who's gonna be the one that's gonna be surviving, being able to provide for whatever children, gonna be able to, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel like
adaptability is not a thing that, I think adaptability is the hugest component of being an alpha, and I don't think women see adaptability at all.
I feel like
that's interesting.
Now more than ever, men have forgotten their roles. Therefore, the women have forgotten their roles.
Like I said, men have forgotten their roles.
A lot of men have forgotten their roles and how to be a good nigga.
But I mean that's a different bag.
Well, women. If you ask a woman, they don't want to talk about roles. There's no roles. They do what the fuck. There's no everybody. Yeah, you
that's
just.
a good point because is that what it is? Are they? Do they realize that they're actually not alphas and the women are after them because they can control the relationship?
A lot of these relationships, the women are the alphas in the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Nowadays,
that's what I'm saying.
That's why I said men have forgotten.
They don't want an actual alpha. They want somebody they can kind of boss around a little bit.
But I think in the choosing process, I want to stick to a specific type of woman. I want to stick to the type of woman that we or men in general will sit and be like, oh, you see this bitch, you see this, you know what I'm saying? Like, you see this photo, you see this flick. Like, that's what draws us, right? Men. We see these physical features. And I think women are able to make, it's been proven scientifically that women are able to see further past looks than men are.
They're more in tune with their...
I don't think so, though. I think that just kind of come to the root of your problem. Because I feel like they go off that...
But they're not choosing on looks. They're choosing on...
Laughing.
Not laughing.
I feel like women choose more looks than maybe men do.
I think with women, it's a lot about demeanor. Like they're looking at demeanor, in men. They're looking.
Women look at the whole package. Men
I think the demeanor, because I say for instance for myself, like when I would go in places, I can't pull no chick in the club.
Yeah.
My demeanor ain't club demeanor.
Yeah.
You sit down and talk with me, I feel like I can get any chick, you know, not any chick, but you know, I can get some people that I probably wouldn't get in a different environment.
So that's probably a part of the issue too, is the environments where
you meet
this
the people
courting
that-
is happening.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of the why are all of these IG models in the club doing the bottle service tip, like, you know, like this is the advertisement. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
how did it get to be that? That has to be a part of the problem, because the niggas that are the demeanor in the club, you know what I'm saying?
They look alpha.
You know, they look alpha in the club, but then when you get to dealing with them, they can't have a conversation with a nigga. They don't know how to maneuver through a career. They don't know how to maneuver through, you know what I'm saying, anything. And I just, how do we change that?
That's on you.
That's up to the woman to change that, bro. We can't change that.
It's a tough conversation. It's a loaded.
It's a loaded question.
It's a lot to it. Well, first of all, what about the niggas that do everything? They adapt well. They do everything. They work hard. They take care of everything.
Right.
But then they women treat them like a bitch.
They're not respected.
They're not respected. Is that an alpha male?
What I've learned was women.
He adapt. He do
that.
everything, but his woman don't respect him. She go out there, go to the club, go stay at another nigga house, all type of shit.
I think so. And I know what you're saying. I think that comes to,
because that's going on too.
he's got to be doing it for him. If he's doing it for her,
Nine times out of 10, yeah.
gonna feel like she's the source of the power. I think for a woman at a base level, a woman needs to feel comfort in the strength of a man.
Yeah.
You know, and the strength can be your decision making. It can be whatever's gonna keep them safe. You know what I mean?
I think too, like based on that situation, women always feel courted or whatever. I don't even know. He's speaking this, but look, a woman has to feel challenge worthy as well. You know what I mean? Like my dude can.
Yeah.
I'm not the baddest that he's ever had, or he can get women outside of me too.
She needs to feel like you're a challenge.
She needs to feel like she's not safe anytime.
Exactly, because if the man is always in that position, oh my girl bad, blah blah blah.
Yeah, that's probably part of the problem.
That's part of the problem, because of these bad bitches we're talking about. That's not what they're used to. They're used to everybody catering to them, you know.
Right. So
when they cater, but sometimes you got to show them your text messages. Let them see it.
When they come across that dude that's like,
not going to cater.
He's just on a mission. And
alphas aren't going to cater to him.
I've trained a bad
You know what I
bitch
mean?
before.
You said what?
I've trained one before.
Yeah, right. But no, so
catering is generally never good, no matter what's going on.
What is the new modern? Like, let's set the table. What is the new modern alpha? Because I feel like this, if we could get this established, we can give that information out and say, hey, you guys is looking at the wrong niggas.
It's the same as what it used to be. It's just not what women are looking for now.
The problem is, it is the same that it used to be, but what's going on is people are basically trying to redefine everything. So the alpha male is looked at as what they say it is, or the woman gets to say the women is the ones that's defining whatever they want.
Right. But they're not though.
They're not.
Because put it like this, a woman can choose up on a nigga.
Right.
Because she thinks this nigga is whatever.
Yeah.
But this nigga could walk in a room amongst other niggas and be the weakest nigga in the room.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the woman doesn't see that for some reason. So
that's true.
The women don't define that. I think amongst men know who's the men. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so why don't women see that?
Is it like a sixth sense?
They got like a tunnel vision. When they like a dude,
he's for sure.
It's like, yo,
nothing else
babe,
matters to them. You can't tell them
you
shit
got
about
it.
Are those two different? Are those two different scales? Like men amongst men and then men amongst women? Like
I think so.
Definitely, yeah. I think there's two separate lanes there. Yeah.
A nigga can definitely tell whether this is a bitch ass nigga.
But I think that women also, it's interesting because I do think that a lot of them are aware of these things as well. They observe differently than men do sometimes. I feel like some women do. And so, but how they react to it is different. So they'll know what's going on with the nigga as far as his what type of nigga he is. So he's a clown. They'll know he's a lame nigga. So whatever. But for whatever reason, it's
they're choosing for their own personal reasons.
They're being in denial that they have a bitch ass nigga.
But right.
What do they do in that situation?
I really don't know what some of their reasoning behind some of the decisions they make.
The dick.
And that's a big thing too.
Like we still got a lot of toxic relationships in the young culture, you know what I'm saying? Like I almost feel like they're getting to that toxicity a bit quicker than normal, you know? And I feel like a lot of it is coming down to pre-selection. Like how are we selecting each other?
Yeah.
A lot of it's
is it us? Do we need to stop looking at what we have coveted as far as beauty?
a lot of it's TV, music, you know what I'm saying?
Here y'all niggas go.
A lot of it is TV, like
let's for the sake of Taurus. Let's not go there. Let's not go down that path.
No, I'm not gonna get into it. I'm just saying it was coming. So yeah, go ahead. TV, movies, rap, go ahead.
I mean, all this shit, you know.
Right.
I mean, come on, bro. Like,
go ahead.
They tell us what a bad bitch is.
Go ahead, point them fingers at everybody. Don't blame the bitches for nothing.
We're naturally attracted to things.
That's what I was gonna ask.
But it helps the.
Do we know what we are attracted to? Or are we making that decision consciously? That's another question.
Yeah.
Men and women. Are we choosing ourselves what we are attracted to, or are we being guided?
No,
I think we choose.
Come on.
I think we're choosing.
That's why we all got different
guiding
tastes.
us.
I don't think we're being guided in that manner.
I mean, for the generalizing of it, like there is a common agreed certain type of bitch that is agreed upon for the most part. Yeah. That's the baddest one. And you think collectively we all we made that decision like...
I don't think it's collectively we made that decision. I think it's natural. It's
y'all said that little white bitch from that movie was bad. She wasn't bad.
Which one?
The fucking Run shit. Y'all
I agree with you though.
What the fuck? We didn't agree on that shit.
I never said she was
and
bad.
Most niggas want... You said niggas, verbatim, something about her.
I didn't say she was bad though.
Okay.
I said she was bad.
Okay, you said she was bad. You still say she's fine. You said
what's the movie?
What is the movie?
Run. It's
called
this little
Run.
character. She's like not a top tier actress, but she's
you'll know her. Bitch.
You'll know you'll know her when you see her.
They basically said a bitch that look like Miss Doubtfire is bad. Basically,
Sarah Paulson from American Horror Story.
Sarah Paulson. Yeah,
I have to see it.
But check it out. So you guys think that people consciously to this day are like, for the most part, deciding on what they think is the beautiful bitch.
Yeah.
Everybody's deciding on their own for sure.
Woman, excuse me. I'm getting a little too bad with this bitch word.
Women call each other bitches more than anybody.
I know.
So,
yeah.
You know.
So it's a broad conversation.
So you don't believe that? You think it's more so they're guided, and this is what the culture, society.
I think some of it is guided. Fucking
I feel like
drill video.
I feel like it has to be in a way because.
Why?
Because when we could get in conspiracy,
let's do it.
There's pros and cons to the structure of the family. I think having a family definitely benefits the government because you're more aligned to follow rules when you have a family. But for some reason, niggas didn't want black people to have a family. I don't know why.
Yeah. Since the beginning of the time.
I guess because success or whatever, you know, that the family does create in a societal standpoint, they realize, all right, that's a good way to just cut that shit off right there.
Yeah.
So in order to get that back, we still got issues with selection, I feel like. Niggas want the bad bitch, they want the light-skinned bitch, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you guys say that you think we're making our choices, but the cover girl of beauty has constantly changed and evolved over the years. So if you're thinking we just like, oh, we know what's attractive, it's like, no, it's always changing.
Yeah, but we are individuals and we decide.
Is it always changing? Though, I don't think it's always changing.
Look at it. It used to be like thick girls, then it was skinny girls, then it was tits.
But that's not. But
I don't think those
that's not. that's not like what people see as attractive. That's like what they're putting on the thing. But that doesn't mean that because it's on the thing that's what the majority of people are attracted to. It is something
that they pushing off. You're right. They trying to push it off. But it's at the end of the day, either you agree with it or you don't. Right. So do you agree with it or not?
Right. And they're trying to push overweight right now as like, you know, my body is beautiful.
Be fat as fuck.
And excuse me for anybody who's offended, but no, it's not.
And support. Don't support weight loss. Just be big. Be big as a motherfucker and don't worry about it. It's cool.
Trying to push that with that.
Nah, that's not.
So the thing about that too, like, yeah, like pushing the overweight thing, like
promoting it.
Genetically, I don't think you can't force that into a mind. Maybe you can. I think with enough advertisement, maybe you can. But from a genetic standpoint to surviving and adapting, there aren't any benefits. Mostly cons to being overweight.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying.
So therefore, you don't want to procreate. At the base of a lot of these interactions with people want to. They're thinking right away like, oh, I have a kid with that nigga, or oh, I'll put a baby in that bitch. You know what I mean? Like, that's a thought that's happening.
I guess my point was, if like us five, there's 5 dudes here. Let's say we brought 5 girls in. I guarantee you, not all 5 of us are gonna have the same favorite, unless you bring in, you know, one that's bad as fuck, and 4 of them that look like a foot. You know what I mean?
I think we probably more. I think a lot of us would like similar.
I think there are some girls,
2 or 3, but
there are some girls that are universally bad. Damn near. There's a couple. We know that. We'll all agree. There's a couple of. It's a couple of girls now. We'll probably say universally bad.
Making good. Yep.
But not everybody though. I guarantee you.
I don't think she's universal.
Lives out in fucking Zimmerman that don't like.
You don't think she's universal?
I guarantee
there's something about her that I don't like.
She ain't universal.
I guarantee you she's not. I guarantee there's no such thing as a universal.
Her body looks dope.
She dope.
That's why I say damn near universal bad chick.
Yeah, there's no such thing as like
obviously
universal.
But there's a couple of chicks that we will all say is bad.
Okay. And so what?
No, I'm just saying, like,
where are we going with that?
Because you keep acting like shit is so much guided and all this type of shit.
No, I think each person has their own preference.
Stop that shit.
I'm not saying that because I got away from that.
You brought it up.
I'm talking about selection here. How do we get women to see that the niggas that they really need to choose up on is not these niggas that are the niggas that look like the rap videos?
It's just trial and error, bro. You know? Let them go out and get fucked.
They
not literally.
It's not our responsibility. So everybody has their own kids. All we can do is do the best we can to be.
So it just comes down to parents
teaching our kids the best we can to set them up in the best position to be the influence in their life.
I think it could kind of come down to parents a little bit.
So what about now? Because we set the segue up. The segue has happened now. Now we have to go through with it. So I'm trying to figure out how we're gonna tie
bad bitches
the masculinity, the alpha male, into parenting.
Did we answer the question of what an alpha male is?
Okay, so let's answer that. To me, what I believe an alpha male is like,
no, you defined it.
Like the alpha male.
The men of men.
A leader.
The leader.
He's not the men. He doesn't have to be the men of the men. And I don't necessarily think the alpha male always has to be the quote unquote leader. But I think
the king of his own alpha.
I don't want to say the alpha male. What I want to say an alpha male today is.
Listen, I feel with what you just said.
What do you say?
The king of your own household.
Well, king of, like I like what's you call it? He said king of oneself. That's kind of how I define it.
Okay, so basically, I think it's like, can you protect your family?
Everybody got their own.
Can you protect your family, right? I think. Can you protect your woman? Can you protect your children? That's financially.
If some shit happens, are you gonna take care of it? Or are you gonna run like a bitch?
That's physically. That's decision making. That's, you know what I'm saying.
Mentally.
A lot of the niggas aren't trained to be the alpha males. They're trained to be the alphas against other niggas. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So
that was hard.
That's real.
But the women are going for that. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what the new alpha male is, and that's what the women need to be able to see. And I think some can see. I think some. You know, we're all getting smarter as we're getting older. But for the younger generations, I would hate to see, like, you know what I'm saying, like the niggas that are sitting on the sidelines are actually the real niggas.
They're not
all the fuck niggas
projecting, 5 years into the future where, I'm gonna get with this guy who's gonna be able to do those things that you just said. Protect me physically, protect my house. Get this shit.
How many people watching thought he was gonna smack the shit out of him?
Watch this shit.
What did I say, man?
I don't be giving a fuck. I see some shit. I gotta do it. But go ahead.
But they're not projecting into the future.
5 years from now.
5 years from now, and they not looking at okay. They say, oh, this guy can, I've married this guy. But are you thinking about the things that come with? Like, are they really gonna be able to, hold down a household, hold down, like you said, physically, mentally, all of that encompassing. It sounds good when they just spew it out.
Yeah.
But they're not really.
Does a nigga even have a skill? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So maybe the problem is with men. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the problem is, but there's a disconnect that's happening, and I don't know what the fuck.
That sounded funny, bro. Just a skillless motherfucker here.
Nigga, you have a skill or not?
What can you do?
You know what I'm saying?
No, but what I wanted to tie into it all was that what is masculinity now? Because that's almost being redefined.
Important. Yeah, that's important.
And it's almost like the women are acting like they're the ones who get to decide. You're telling people about whatever a nigga say, that's, I guess, anti-gay or whatever. Or, you don't want your kids to be gay, or you want to raise your kids to be this way or masculine. You're being told and you're being shamed. Like, that's toxic, what you're doing. Mm-hmm. You're being toxic for...
These lines are getting weirder and weirder.
Yeah. And it's a real thing that's going on in the world, and it's like it's a problem.
Even with our evolution,
it's very much a problem.
With our evolution, like just even speaking on the alpha male, like some of that masculinity isn't necessary anymore. Some of it isn't.
No, what you mean?
Like
what you mean? Is
being I'm talking about just like at a base standpoint, like some masculinity as far as just like being a buff ass nigga or like
that kind of shit. Yeah,
you know what I mean, like it. So those things have been eliminated from dominating the playing field.
For having to be some big Schwarzenegger type nigga, yeah.
Yep. So some things, some parts of masculinity they're not there anymore. And I think as society evolves and women, kind of try to get into their...
Yeah.
It's weird. At the end of the day, the men are putting their dicks in the women, right?
Yeah.
We're doing the penetrating.
But that's not always the case in a lot of these situations.
Is it not? Is that not what it is?
What I hear, these niggas getting bent over. They getting bent over. By their girl.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, a lot of these females want to act like they niggas too. So
I think that is crazy because women do want to dominate the relationships, and men happily concede.
I think that's when they run into that guy that ain't that though. And when you find out that guy ain't that, okay, he got the physique, he got the bass tone, all that. And then you find now I only can speak for personal opinion. But when you show that, you don't have to speak it. Like they feel it. You know what I'm saying? They feel everything they need to feel. I'm gonna submit to this. I know that's a toxic word that you say when you say like submit. They gonna submit to the right. I mean, they submit to weak dudes too, but like on like a real scale, they gonna submit to the cat that they feel all that stuff from in a real way.
Hold up,
you don't want to be no man at that point.
So this just actually really kind of hit me just now.
Let's get into it.
Is there an alpha female?
Yeah.
Because we've never talked about that. I don't think that's even commonplace in conversation. Alpha female. And does the alpha female get with the alpha male?
I don't think you could, right? It would clash too much.
Because maybe we're thinking these quote unquote bad bitches and these Instagram models and these bitches in the videos are the alpha females, but they're not.
Yeah. No, I don't think. No, they're not.
Just work for
hire. I think the word alpha means like in charge. Basically, you can't have two alphas. That's just gonna be this.
You're not gonna have two dominant forces, dominant personalities.
You're just gonna clash at too much.
Shaq and Kobe, you can't do it.
So I don't know if it's. I think you can have an alpha female.
I don't think she can be with an alpha male though.
So what determines an alpha female?
Like I said, I think
kind of the
like
same
being
things.
in charge, being the one who's like the leader.
Like in female form, though.
That's what I'm saying. Like the leader, like she was the one who wants to lead the relationship, and the male is kind of the beta.
See, I think of that though with women too. Like, is this woman gonna be able to? If I'm not here, is this woman gonna get my kids to the level that I know that I'm at? You know, mentally. Is she gonna be able to provide? Is she gonna be able to keep safety if I'm not there? You know what I mean? Is she gonna be able to help? Challenge me to?
But is that alpha if you're not there though? Because if you're there and she's not that, then she's not alpha. That's you. If she just takes over when you're gone, that don't mean she's alpha. That doesn't mean she's.
But it balance out. Like when you in that relationship, you know what I'm saying? There's gonna be things. You know what I'm saying?
That's literally like the definition of beta though. When the alpha's gone, the beta takes over. Yeah, huh? That's like the definition of the alpha beta.
I feel like
relationship.
a new alpha sometimes just pops up. Like it don't always.
That's a
be the beta.
stepdad. That's different. You don't talk about that.
Stepdaddy.
I don't know, but that's what I'm saying. The term alpha female. You know what I mean? Like, it's not alpha male. It's alpha female. So it's a different entity.
Yeah, that thing is the same thing though.
Yeah, like you said, you don't really hear about it. It's interesting. Like that's not something that's talked about.
Well,
it's a reason why.
Nonetheless, toxic masculinity.
How do we feel about this?
So I feel like
what does it mean?
I feel like you're getting in the bag of what you're in your up against the feminist bag right now.
Up against the feminist. It is. You're right. That's probably
you know what I mean?
It's
like,
a feminist type of thing.
Which is tough because you never know who's a feminist. You never know if you know. A woman can pretend that she's not a feminist, but deep in her heart, parts of her are. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's really tough.
What is let's see, define feminist though? What do you?
Bro, I have no fucking idea.
That's a whole nother lane.
It's tough.
It depends on what actual feminism is, bro. If feminism is like equality, that's one thing. But the people that call
the problem is
nowadays
it's
aren't
not about equality.
It's not nowadays.
So that's what's confusing.
Right. I always thought what a feminist was.
That's what it's supposed to be. Yeah. That's like the definition.
But
that's not what they like express when you talk to them about it.
It's literally like we're gonna be. It's basically like the supremacists, with the
female supremacists.
To me, that's what it feels like.
But I think
kind of feel
it feels that way.
There's so many women are worshipped anyways. I feel like they do dominate the conscious of the man. Like, so maybe the alpha male whole idea of it is bullshit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because because a lot of things that men do. Humans anyways are for
in that direction.
Female, you know what I mean? To get a female, to attain a female. But what if it's maybe not to get the female, but it's to find the female to put your seed in her? You know, maybe it's that. You know, it could be that. So
it could be a lot of things. Yeah.
But as far as toxic masculinity, feminism, in parenting, there are some things that ideas as far as masculinity that I do feel are toxic in parenting. I do think we need to, like on our boys, I think we need to be able to kind of let them develop certain things naturally, you know. Otherwise, that toxic masculinity can create shit that we was trying to prevent the whole time.
Can you give an example? Like,
I just think it's a balance to it. It's a hard balance, and a lot of the things I feel like honestly, a lot of things that we was taught or that we learned when we was young, I ain't gonna say everybody, but I would say you apply the things that you thought that you agree with, and you disregard the shit that you thought was wrong or you didn't agree with. Right? Is that how you implemented your shit when you were kids? You say, my parents did shit like this. I was wrong. I'm not going to do that shit.
Right. 100%.
And then there's other things that they did that you say, oh, I kind of agree with that, so I'm going to implement that.
Mm-hmm. Listen, I think the root of this, because this is something that you brought up that I think is a good conversation, toxic masculinity and parenting. But I feel like the root of you bringing this up is, and just be real with me, trying to be able to parent without somebody saying, "Oh, you're being homophobic."
Not really so much, but that is a part of it though. It's a part of it. I wouldn't say that's the sole reason, but yeah, a little
But
bit
it's
of
in
that.
there because you don't want to be like, I don't want my kids watching this gay shit, or I don't want my, you know what I'm saying?
I've ran into that. It's a tough line.
Well, it's just like multiple things that they seem like that's being promoted and pushed down, and you gotta. It's your job to teach your children, so it's not the world's job.
It's the same thing as the feminism, honestly, with the homosexuality thing, because it's
not about equality.
It's not that. Yeah, it's not like. It shouldn't be that it should just be everywhere and be accepted that way. It should just be accepted, and then as far as it shouldn't be pushed either. You know what I mean? Like
You're attacked for kind of disagreeing that I don't hate this specific people. Like I don't hate it, but you wanting your son to.
Yeah.
Hey,
But-
you know what I'm saying?
it's my
That's two
fucking
different
son.
things.
See,
Like that's
but
two
look,
different things.
it's not even like you don't want your son to be that way. It's just like
You prefer not to if it was.
I don't really care either way, but it's just don't like advertise it like it's like the
Don't push
normal
it on.
thing or
Don't
like it's
guide
like
them down that path.
Right. Let them make their own decisions.
I mean, it is a normal.
But see,
thing,
this
though.
is very
They open the door.
This is very counterproductive to your typical thing with programming, right? Because you're getting in the part where you're saying like, oh, if my kids is watching too much of this gay shit, then they're gonna be programmed, and it gives them a higher likability to be gay.
No.
How?
It's not. It's my job to do that shit.
Oh my
As a
god!
parent, right?
But we're having the conversation.
I think the programming will, because I'm in school. They're going like they won't teach God no more, but they'll teach LBGQT stuff.
Did you say that right?
I don't know.
LGBTQYS. Those new
A
ones.
B B. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm
they'll
not
teach
adding in the words.
that,
I'm not doing it.
so I feel like personally, like that has
cetera.
opened the door of interest.
Yeah.
It could have been okay. This is already instilled, but then again, I feel like the school was pushing,
Yeah.
and now I gotta have conversations at a younger point that I ain't know or feel like I was gonna have. You know what I'm saying, about topics that I feel like was. It was okay. I feel like it was like you said, programming or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Here, we finna put this on the table. Now it's like, hey. Then I got, oh shoot, okay. Now I got to talk about this and kind of, I got to put my stance, but also be all encompassing because I don't want to, you know what I'm saying, to bring a kid up feeling,
Hate.
hate or anything like. But at the same time, I do have opinion. So it's a tough balance when it is, being thrown, push. But
Yeah,
everywhere
'cause
you go.
Kids' minds are still developing.
Exactly.
They're
Now it's like introducing
curious
this whole
and-
new world.
Well, what role does toxic masculinity play? Because I think for Taurus, toxic masculinity is just like a term being thrown.
It's being thrown around.
You're more concerned about the term. See, when I was thinking when we was talking about this, like I was thinking like actual toxic masculinity and how it affects parenting. But
Well, how are we defining it?
But I
too?
think you're looking at more so like the fact that the term is being thrown and how
It's
how
both,
it becoming a term is
It's
affecting
both.
your choices, and it's limiting your ability to do certain things as a parent.
not limiting, but
Or you feel like it's
You're
becoming
challenged.
uncomfortable, or you having to deal with people's opinions on
right.
it.
You don't want to deal with people telling you you're doing it wrong or not. You shouldn't be doing this or that or
This
something like
nigga
that. Right.
folded up. He's feeling a certain way right now.
They trying to bring it together.
I don't really care what motherfuckers is saying to me about shit. I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do. I just think it's interesting how they putting it out there and they try to shame parents, specifically men, for doing things a certain way. Make them feel bad about doing things that they feel is right, where really it's up to the parents. So I don't judge nobody for what they do, but I just don't like how they trying to.
Well, I think there are some masculinity characteristics that are toxic. Well, what are some of those? I think not being vulnerable to emotion, or not
Tough
showing
love.
tough love.
Is that negative?
It can be.
I
Depends on the
I've done
situation.
tough love my whole life. That's how I treated everybody.
It depends on the situation if it's toxic or not. Though.
It's a balance. Like when you watch that damn Jackson movie and you see Joe Jackson the way he was with his kids, That shit is toxic. What he was doing.
And he leaned on his physical threatening, his ability to be threatening physically, and then follow through on that with punishment.
No love. There's nothing. It's 100% all masculinity. That is
physical masculinity.
Physically, and
so most masculinity that is toxic, you think is physical?
Not necessarily. I just think
tough love is a big proponent of that, and I feel like that's a tricky route.
It's a tough one.
I feel like showing no emotion is like the biggest one.
But the kids do need. They can't. You can't just say like what Joe Jackson was supposed to be like Katherine Jackson. He wasn't supposed to show them notes. No, he needed both.
You gotta have balance.
You gotta have the balance.
Yeah.
Kids do need both. You can't just be 100% because they will resent you if you just beat them the fuck up every day. You don't show them no love. That's not acceptable and it's not going to work.
Or if you do vice versa, where you show them only love and you don't discipline their ass,
fuck them up.
Then they're going to be running around like, fuck you, dad.
Beating you the fuck up.
Maybe the father doesn't know any better, though. Because maybe him allowing or giving them a place to stay, feeding them, taking care of them, is showing them love.
Yeah,
but you got to learn from your reactions from your kids. Like, the way I taught my daughter 6 years ago, ain't the same thing. You know what I'm saying? You gotta learn from you know what I'm saying? You gotta self-reflect. I self-reflect every week. Like, what did I do good this week in terms of my kids or whatever? What did I do bad? And if he ain't self-reflecting, we can't give him a pass. But I think the toxic joint, like, because I've raised my brother too. And us growing as men, like, we can have them conversations now. And there's some things I did as a young kid I didn't know affect them because whether it came to the tough love and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I'm teaching him different, but obviously I had a daughter as my like legit kid. The way that I was raising him up, I was a kid myself too, but I still was raising him was completely different in the way that I raised. And I don't know if that's just because I'm assuming it's because he's a boy. As opposed to her being a girl, but not even knowing until we got older having these conversations. Some of the ways that I, try to raise him, in his head, a whole different thing was going on. I had no idea though, until we got older, and start talking about it and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying.
But you also didn't want your daughter to be no punk either. You like she's gonna be strong. She's
exactly.
So that was a thing too. It's like we don't want weak kids.
I think this mostly pertains to men with sons.
Yeah, it's more different. Natural to raise your son harder.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's just natural.
Like, throw it more in his face about.
Bro, they're gonna be out here with the wolves. Yeah. So at the end of the day, it's that balance, and like as you were speaking about, like the emotional thing, like that's a tough one for me too, because it's like mothers will say that, but I feel like you gotta kind of earn your way to even be kind of emotional sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, cause you walk in a room and emotional, or even with your woman, you too emotional. Like everybody will say that. But then, if you actually being that, you putting yourself at a disadvantage. You're gonna get
it is perceived as a weakness, because it is a weakness. Actually, it can be.
And remember when I was trying to tell you too? One time we was talking, it was like they're trying to make the weakness the new strength now.
Yeah.
Like they're acting like
no, but there is an element of it. I think men do need to be able to deal with their emotions a little bit better. Because we do have.
I would agree.
That's where you end up getting this toxic masculinity, where there is some, but you obviously we're being drenched with that term now, men.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like, there is some masculinity that is toxic. A lot of it has to do psychologically, I think, and the way we think. But we do put the most on ourselves so we can survive and be tough. Excuse me. But I think if we also learned how to deal with some of our letdowns, some of our, failures, some of our sadness, you know what I mean? Instead of just be like, I don't feel shit, nah, fuck that shit, no, I'm cool, I'm gonna keep it moving, push that to the back, I think we would live longer, you know what I'm saying? We'd be less stressed out, we'd be freer up to be a better observers and self-reflectors, you know what I mean? And
how do we do that?
you just deal with your emotions a little bit. You accept that you're feeling a certain way. No, you don't go crying to your bitch. But you know what I'm saying? But
you go cry to who? Do you go cry to somebody though, right? A therapist?
No, I think,
what do you do? What do you do?
I think you have to acknowledge that you're having feelings, and I think you need to. Like, I damn near feel like men should have a personal, private cry.
Right, so you can cry to yourself.
Yeah, to yourself, because that's how I feel. Because most will use stuff as weapons, robots. Bro. Like, if you try to, everybody, be open. And then the moment that they can use that as a weapon, now it's a weapon. Now it's like, you want it, this, that, and the other. But when you use it as a weapon, all right, now I got to put the shield back up, and we on that. So.
And I agree with that. And people are put that message out that you're supposed to be vulnerable. Just be vulnerable. And like you said, it's weaponized, so you can't be.
Right.
So I just get kind of confused with that vulnerability thing. It's like, well,
the vulnerable. Yeah, it's not. You don't need to be vulnerable. You can share things with whoever. If
vulnerability is like one of those things that they're pushing too.
But you have to.
Right?
You have to.
They're trying to push that on.
With anything, though, you have to develop trust with people before you do that. You can't just be like, "Oh, I'm fucking sad. Can you help me?" You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to throw little tests at people. Like, can I come to you with this without this biting me in the ass? You know what I mean? Slowly, and you don't need to be doing that a ton, anyways.
Right. You need to be guarded no matter what. Guard up, nigga.
Right.
Like, you can't be out here.
But there are some men like look at DMX. Nigga was clearly an emotional person. Nobody looked at him as weak. You know what I mean? So.
That's interesting.
But all I'm saying is, I think a big step for men personally would just let yourself cry maybe once a month, maybe 4 times a year. You know.
I don't know if that's the answer.
Just on your own, you know what I'm saying? When you get sad, Nick, I am so good at not crying. It's crazy, bro. Like, it's hard for me to actually cry. I've tried it. I've tried to sit and cry.
You telling niggas to go ahead and cry. You talking about how you just anti-crying. You trained yourself to not do it. Why you telling us to go for it?
From years and years. No, I'm just saying, from years and years of training and being raised this way.
I think he's saying it shouldn't be that way, though, is kind of his point.
Being raised this way, I can't cry. So the times that I actually needed to cry, I couldn't do it. And so it fucked with my actual health. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt something was wrong. Like, I thought I had cancer at one point. Just like my body felt weak. Like, there's physical effects of not being able to let your emotions out. And I dealt with that. And because I always trained myself to just keep moving forward. Don't give a fuck about the emotions. I'm not tripping on that shit. You know? So I do feel like...
Do you feel like that strengthened you or that weakened you, ultimately?
It's strengthening you because it makes you not vulnerable to weakness, and it keeps you on track, right? But I feel like...
So is it benefiting you more than it's disadvantaging you?
I think it's damn near like slightly less advantage, like, than if I would to be like, all right, I know this is bothering me. I'm gonna allow myself to kind of deal with this, get over this personally by myself.
Yeah.
And then I'll keep it moving forward, because I think stress is a cloud that people don't really think about or factor, but it's there, and when it's there, you're less productive, for sure. Like, when there's a stress cloud on you, you can go a whole day and be like, oh, you know you kind of stressed, but you're not thinking about it.
That's what I was saying. Can you identify your stress?
Because
sometimes I don't identify my stress.
You don't identify your stress because you're so used to...
I gotta go. I can't be tripping about this.
You're so used to disregarding the feeling and what's actually stressing you out that you be stressed for weeks, nigga. You don't even know why.
Right.
You know what I mean? And think about if you weren't stressed. Think about how more productive you would be. You know, how much more would you accomplish physically, mentally, relationships wise? You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
And I do think it would increase the lifespan of men, because men don't live as long as women, because... And I think a lot of it has to do with the emotions.
This is a complicated situation.
But we done got off into a whole different bag.
That's cool.
That's kind of all I really want to say on it. Unless, Taurus, you need to open up some other...
We can sit there all day and be going back and forth. So I'm going to go ahead and cap it off. But
cap it off. grip it. Don't let no more come out.
Pause.
That's a crazy one, you know? Ain't that a little bit crazy, though? You know, when you hear some shit, you gotta kind of like cut it
a little
off,
bit too deep right here, you know what I'm saying?
That's a wild
It's emotional
thing.
stuff that we need to open up on.
Let's just do a light tap. I want to do a light tap here. I don't want to do too much diving because I'm ready to be done with the episode. We saw Two Distant Strangers. I saw it. You saw it. Did you see it? Did you see it?
I ain't see it.
You didn't see it. What you think, Matt? You said it was crazy. I watched it. I wasn't wild about it. Like
I wouldn't say wild about it, but it was pretty crazy. But part of that, part of the craziness was actually my son, because he was there. He was off on the couch playing Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know he was paying attention to it, right? Because I'm watching it on my computer over here. It's like off to the side of him.
Yeah.
And then at the very last scene, was it the last scene, I think, where he's walking away or whatever, and he starts clapping and shit.
Mm-hmm.
After he shoots him, I just heard my son in the background goes, "Yep, I knew it." I was like,
that is
like, what you know?
crazy. Like
And
he was like he was in on it.
No, I wouldn't. I was like, "What do you know?" He was like, he didn't like him because he was black. I was like, "Oh shit."
Did you notice his pool of blood was Africa?
I did.
I didn't notice that. No,
I peeped
that's
that.
crazy.
But
that threw me off. That was part of the reason why it was so crazy.
That
shook me a little bit. Yeah.
Look at you. Got you. Look at some shit's working inside. You don't even know what's going on. Yeah, I thought that was interesting that at the end, you know, because I watched it or whatever, and I was like, oh, okay.
You didn't like it?
I didn't not like it. I thought it was cool. He prepped me up a little bit, so that fucked my experience up a little bit. So I'm going in
That's
like,
how it is,
what these
100% of
niggas
the
talking
time.
about. But it was cool. It definitely was like the Happy Death Day or whatever you was talking about. Whatever that day.
Just that I'm not watching just because of that. So that thanks.
But it's no. But it's different because it's a short film for one. It's a 30-minute film, and it's
that's the Joey Badass shit.
Yeah, it's straight to the point. It's straight to the point. It's not no like you know what I'm saying. So
talk for 20 minutes a day.
It's straight to the point, and it's on police brutality, and it's going. You get they give you the George Floyd scenario. They give you a bunch of different Breonna Taylor scenario. They give you all these different scenarios, and he's trying to figure out how to not get killed. You know what I'm saying? And get through the
premise
day.
is tight.
Right.
Get home and not get. You know what I'm saying? Get through the day. But at the end, like what you said, when old boy, you feel like he gets to him, and he's like, nah, nigga, like I just want to kill you.
Right.
You
the
know?
message is just that it doesn't matter what you do.
Right. Yeah.
That's what I got from it.
But it ended with Joey Badass like, nah, I'm smarter than this nigga. I'm gonna figure this shit out. I'm gonna make it through this shit.
Right.
You know, which I thought was dope. I would have loved. You know, I like closure here and there. But
would it have helped if it had been a full length movie, or was the 30 minutes?
It didn't need to be full.
No, it was 30 minutes.
It was exactly the time it needed to be.
Mm-hmm.
But it was good. And Joey Badass did a decent job acting.
Yeah.
Female in there was interesting.
So bad.
She was interesting. I'd say she was interesting. Yeah, she looked good. Yeah, she looked like an alpha female.
She looked like she smelled like one.
Was she a universal bad chick?
No, she's interesting. I'm gonna say interesting. So when you see it, you'll be like, okay, I get what you're saying with the interesting. But yeah,
I'm gonna check the motherfucker out then.
I give it a, you know, well, what do we be doing? What do we be doing? 5?
Out of 5.
It's out of 5.
Give it a. Is that what we be doing? No, we be doing
10. Yeah, 10. Yeah, 10.
But this is like a 30-minute movie.
For a short film, it's pretty good.
You should do best out of 5. 10 is
for a film, I'd say you can't go any higher than a 6.5 or anything like that. I maybe give it a 7 because I'm feeling okay today. I'm feeling decent. But
changing up the criteria. Today I'm feeling good. So I'm gonna go ahead and bump up a notch.
What you think, Matt?
I gave it a 7 too. It wasn't like a classic. This is super powerful, but it was
how you were sounding in the text message.
It was definitely worth watching.
The best shit I ever seen in my life, type shit.
The ending.
What I said? That's crazy. That's like all I said.
This is the hardest shit to come out in the last.
The ending that he did at the end with where the white dude ended up, you know what I'm saying? That ending with the cop, I didn't expect it. So I thought that was.
I already knew he was going to die again.
I know, but I didn't expect it to happen that way. You know what I'm saying? So they did a good job of misdirecting.
I could have watched this.
I give it an 8.
Half hour long.
This nigga gave it an 8. That's ridiculous.
It's an 8.
The
idea.
I don't think we've given any movie an 8 up in this motherfucker.
It's 30
collectively.
But he be doing shit like this. Remember, first episode.
It's 30 minutes, bro.
You be making it so that our ratings don't even be credible.
Niggas need to see this shit.
What's up? I just seen one of the episodes. He was like, "It's like one of the hardest movies I ever seen." It's like a 7.
The rule where like 8 is like you can watch it multiple times, and then 9
exactly
is like an instant classic.
You can watch this shit multiple times.
You think so?
Because it's a short film.
It's important.
Psychology.
I'm
It's
not-
good
I
movie.
mean, I'm not
Is
gonna
it
watch
better
it
than
again.
American Skin? Because you're rating it higher
No,
than
it's
American
definitely
Skin.
not better than American Skin.
Yes,
Yeah,
you did.
American
You
Skin
gave it an
an
8, nigga.
Yeah, American Skin.
All right, I'm done with it. Mortal Kombat. Anybody see it?
I ain't seen that one yet either.
Taurus, you actually saw it?
Yeah, watch
I
it.
didn't expect you to see it.
Did you check it out?
Yeah, I watched it. I hated it.
You hate everything about
I
it?
told y'all going into it. No, I think they were onto. It was just like the Power Rangers movie to me.
It felt like some old school Power Rangers.
Like the
shit.
Power Ranger movies, the one that they had just came out with in like 2017.
Terrible.
I never
Like
saw
it started really good. I'm like, oh shit, it's kind of dark. Like we got
Yeah.
some things building here, and then it just got into the fuckery. It's got to the whack
That
shit.
generic ass shit about it. Yeah. It's just,
But then the Mortal Kombat they did the same thing, but then where they
it was
lost
rated
me-
R is where they boosted up some shit. They got the blood and shit and
That
all
was
this.
some Quentin Tarantino shit.
It needed to be longer. The movie needed to be longer. The character development needed to be
This should be a series.
more.
honestly.
It felt like a
Yeah,
TV show.
it should have been a
and
fucking-
and the thing that fucked it up for me, honestly, is the main character Cole Young. That was the dumbest fucking thing that they did. You don't need to be creating a character out of thin ass.
I didn't like that.
Tying him to Scorpion.
Who's gonna be a protagonist?
They could have made. He could have been Takeda. But you might not know Takeda because I'm a real Mortal Kombat
The
nigga.
blind ass nigga with this.
That's his son. It's
I don't-
Kenshi.
That's Kenshi.
Kenshi's the blind nigga. Takeda is his son. Scorpion trains him. So there's a tie there. They would
Still
have
didn't
had
know
to.
all the details. and
I was
shit.
close.
But look, they could have did that. Anyways, the main character didn't need to be there. There's enough storylines and plot lines there in the
Yeah, I don't know
whole
why they did that.
fucking lore that they could have done anything.
Well, at least we know it's gonna be another one.
Whatever. It's whatever.
They set it up.
Main character
Hey,
fucked it to me and
Cabal was cold.
whatever. And
I hated Kano. The fucking.
I like Ken. I feel like he should have been played by Conor McGregor.
I hated the nigga,
that would have been probably cool.
and I didn't like how they were just
Melina was bad.
doing a bunch of unnecessary cursing just because they did it rated R. He was just cursing. He kept cursing.
I don't like how he got his power because he got upset. It's like, hold up, nigga, that ain't the first time he's
Yeah.
got upset. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's just, too fast.
First one was better.
Too fast.
Definitely.
The first movie was probably better.
I like Sub-Zero, obviously.
That was a terrible Liu Kang.
It was kind of soft.
It's a young Liu
Liu
Kang.
Kang and Kung Lao. They were like bitches.
So
Yeah.
no, Kung Lao was not a bitch.
He looked like a
but
bitch.
he got because they were young. What they did
Even
was,
the first Liu Kang in the first movie was harder than that.
First Liu Kang was hard.
yeah,
as fuck.
because he was older though. He was like this one
like
is
a
following the
teenage
games
boy, or what
because
is it?
in the games Kung Lao's the nigga and Liu Kang's like the nigga up under him.
They
trying to
cousins
come
for
up.
real. Right?
Yeah, well, cousins in that
Descendants.
culture. You know what I mean? But in the
Over the scenes, like, okay, all right, big cuz. Did he say big cuz? Come on, let's get him big cuz or some shit. Cousin.
Kung Lao is supposed to be the nigga, and then I think them killing Kung Lao is what's gonna be unlocking Liu Kang to be the. I hate
Those niggas
Liu
wasn't
Kang.
believable in the movie. Liu Kang or Kung Lao. I didn't believe them.
I'm not a big Liu Kang fan, honestly. Anyways, so I'm a Scorpion fan, and I felt like they fucked this character up.
Wasn't in the
little bit.
movie enough.
Wasn't in the movie enough, and then like the fact that he needed old boy to finish the job. You know what I'm saying?
That Get Over Here was hard.
Who?
That Get Over Here.
It was
When he
cool.
just kind of entered in.
I don't like
That was
it. Yeah,
hard.
the flawless victory stuff, the get over here.
When Kung Lao did the flawless victory, that was hard.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, I hated
when the
this shit. I was
bitch
about to
flew
turn
in
it off.
and he
nigga.
rolled her back into his hat, nigga, and she split her in half, nigga. That's exactly from the game.
That was hard.
There
to
needed
finish
to be
with,
more
but
of that.
It
It
was
was
just
corny
claims
as
that
fuck
he,
that
And
he
then the
actually
blood-
that he
though.
said it.
Right.
The problem.
That was corny as fuck that he said it.
The blood splattered on his
Fatality.
face. Like I was okay with him saying flawless, because that's how when you flawless a nigga, you say that shit. You have to say it. Y'all don't know because y'all don't play the
Said it
game.
weak.
First of all,
I
I know
played
this, bro.
You just watched me play. But look,
we know about this shit.
I grew up with
Taurus,
it
you
too.
probably heard stories about me, but when you flawless a nigga in the game, you get up and you say it with the fucking game.
That's true. No, I know that.
You say flawless.
I flawless motherfuckers now.
I don't believe it.
What?
Sub-Zero was hard.
Anybody who gets flawless by like, what are you doing? Why are you getting flawless victoried up?
I've done it. Flawless.
So why? That means you didn't get to punch a nigga one time.
You catch a groove. Sometimes you.
What the fuck are you doing?
I did it on the new ones, but on the old ones, it is.
Even on the new ones, you could just punch a nigga real quick, just so it's not a flawless.
On the old ones, you
can
can sneak a punch in, but if you come against a high skill level nigga, they'll catch a pocket on you where you can't.
You're gonna get a punch in.
One kick, they'll catch you in that corner. It's over with.
You can hit the little get to.
Now you get to that ducking shit and kick a nigga, you can get one off on him. But some of these niggas get good at blocking. You can't even stop a nigga when they blocking crazy.
I've had so many experiences with so many different games of Mortal Kombat. Like been the nigga in all of them.
I think if you play a certain person, you can flawless them because you know. He like
kids,
hit, like, you know what I'm saying? You
just catch a pocket, bro. Some of the in the game, bro, you could get like maybe 2-3 combos off will finish a nigga. 2 full combos. You know, if you could get to hit and you're like pop, 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 set up 11 combos.
That happens. You might get into that mode.
Do that 3 times and you got them. You know what I'm saying?
You saying that ain't happening to you?
I'm getting one slap just so I'm not gonna get flawless stuff.
I can't even see you playing a video game, bro. I ain't never even seen it.
I'll take it as a compliment.
Alright, so what do we get a movie? I'm giving it a 3.
5.
Dang.
I give it 5.
Give it a 3.5 actually. Go ahead. For the fatalities, I give it a 3.5.
The one fatality you had?
The couple nice ones at the head, yeah.
Was the Jax one considered?
I liked Scorpions, I liked Jax losing his arms, and I liked Kung Lao's.
They should have had Michael Jai White play Jax.
Nah.
It would be nice, but no. He's too serious.
Yeah, I give it like
he
a
played
2,
in,
man.
He played in fucking.
This nigga Matt looking like he about to give it a high. Like I gave it an 8.
No, I gave it a 3. As somebody who doesn't play fighting games and didn't know any of the lore, I thought it was terrible.
So what do you think they're gonna? Is there a lot of like
they need to Snyder cut this shit up already. You know what I'm saying? So
maybe they'll come back with the next one.
The crazy thing is that the blood and the fatalities is gonna draw people back again. People love Mortal Kombat, bro. So it's been around since I was a fucking kid. You know what I'm saying? Still running strong. Yeah. Still the top fighting game, I think.
I think it is. They did. What other fighting games is really in?
Street Fighter, Tekken,
Dragon Ball.
But them didn't hang on.
Dragon Ball's just now entering the conversation.
Dragon Ball's been here just as long as Mortal Kombat, bro.
Are they making new?
No, it
not fighting the games, bro.
Dragon Ball's been here since 1989.
Not games, though, bro.
Video game, yeah. First
in Japan, nigga, what?
What does that mean?
But it wasn't as popular as Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter.
Even when I was like Dragon Ball Z was heavy, they came out with the games. It wasn't. That's not the go-to. I'm not gonna.
It's not the same.
Y'all niggas.
Anyways, it looks like we all rated low. I'm done with that. I ain't got nothing else to say. We've been here long enough. Yeah. I'll holler at you niggas later. Any closing statements?
I'll holler at you niggas later.
No, you gonna sleep in that?
No, I shouldn't I though? But no, you know, I'll put this back in, I'll put it up. I just be collecting clothes, wearing them and shit in the house, and then putting them back in the closet.
This nigga became a fashion nigga out of nowhere. That's funny.
I be off and on with it, you know, just like how you be off and on with your niggas, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, we out of here. I'm Shinobi Games.
That's how you do this shit.
These guys are pros. If you thinking what I'm thinking, aim for the bushes. Nigga, we out of here.